Beach, down to Boca Raton and out to the muck. We've got you covered all over Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast on ESPN 106.3.
Well, we're coming to your city.
HSS Florida presents ESPN West Palm's High School Game Day. We're coming to your city. The biggest games, the most compelling stories, the area's best high school sports coverage. Supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather. ESPN West Palm High School Game Day is also presented by Kaiser University, South Florida Ford, Sports Certified by VitaCost, Moss Plus by Messi, Duffy's Sports Grill, Culligan, Racetrack, Safebound Moving and Storage, and the Boca Raton Bowl.
And we're coming to your city.
Well, good early afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have a little high school football action today. Chaminade-Madonna and Cardinal Newman in the Class 1A state championship game. We got coverage starting now up into the next couple of hours here. You're going to have Christian Cat on the call live on site. FIU should be a good one. We have Cardinal Newman, who never loses to anybody really in the Palm Beach County area. They're going to have their chance at Chaminade-Madonna. Should be a heavyweight slugfest, as we got you covered there. We're also going to hear from the head coach of Spanish River football, Nick LaSala, momentarily as we lead you up until kickoff. So we'll do a little local high school sports coverage in the interim, in the meantime. My name is Colin Russo on your pregame coverage of ESPN West Palm High School Game Day presented by HSS Florida. We're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at ESPN Top 63, so you can listen and watch to all those great spots, and on your radio dial, ESPN 106.3. We're joined with Damian Perez. We'll throw to Christian Cat, but first, let's get to a little Nick LaSala, head coach of Spanish River action from about a couple weeks ago about their season and going into some big games on their docket. Their season is over technically, but they won their first district title in 37 years. Let's hear it from Nick LaSala, Spanish River. Little Kaiser's Coach's Corner in the pregame because we got a big game tonight with Spanish River taking on Goldman, but they had a big win last week over Western. Head coach of Spanish River, the Sharks, joins me now. That's Nick LaSala, got their first district championship in over 30 years. Coach LaSala, welcome in. How are we doing today? What's going on?
We're good, man. We're good. We're grateful to be in football season still.
So tell me a little bit about how those 2 weeks went from the end of the regular season into playoff time. Once you got that Western bid, how'd that next 2-3 weeks up until game day look?
Yeah, we had a feeling we were going to be playing them. That's who we've been slotted to play for a few weeks. So coaches got a little bit of a head start and had some film gathered. And then once it was official, we started sharing that info with the kids. First week of that bye week was really like our first bye week of the season. And by that, I mean we didn't have a bye week during the season. So kind of use that to get healthy and kind of break up the routine and break up the monotony, because I think you get to a point in the season where you're trying to stave off burn-off or burn-out for a lot of the guys, coaches and players included. And I just think it was a good week to kind of recharge our battery and get back to being who we were in the summer and taking pride in that. And then as soon as we found out that we were playing Western, put the pads back on and started getting back to work, told them we need to start cleaning up little things, started focusing on fundamentals, making sure that we understand that you got to do simple better. Simple is not necessarily easy, but you got to do simple better, and that's ultimately what's going to win or lose a game in the playoffs. And that probably held true, so.
Yeah, and into the game itself against Western, 23-21 final score. Did that game go according to plan? What were sort of the pivots and changes that you had to make mid-game?
I don't think anything ever goes according to plan.
Right.
Probably a microcosm of life. You think you got everything planned out, and it surely doesn't play out like that, So we knew it was going to be a dogfight. We knew that that's a program that's a well-respected program in Broward County and has been doing a lot of good things for the last 10, 12 years, and made some runs themselves, So that's one of those programs where you kind of throw the record out the window. It doesn't really matter because they're going to have guys and they're going to be well coached. And they were. They had dudes, and they were well coached. So you can get into a slugfest with them. And it's a back and forth. They go up 7-0, we tie it. They go up 14-7, we tie it. They go up 21-14. And the last 5 minutes of the game was just kind of a roller coaster of emotion there. hit a huge chunk play for 70, 75 yards to get in scoring range, and have to end up going for it on 4th and 1, convert a 4th and 1, and then the next play, Jaden Phillips scrambles out of the pocket on a naked boot and finds Derek in the back of the end zone for one of the best catches that we've had all year, and we think, boom, we've tied it up with a minute 16 to go, and they block the extra point, so then you got to move on quickly, and just assess the situation. Fortunately enough, we had 3 timeouts and didn't burn any on that offensive possession, didn't burn any, getting ready to line up for the onside kick. So had 3 in the holster there that we were able to use on defense, and we stopped the run, 1st and 2nd down, and bottled them up and kind of forced them to make a tough decision. And I think they made the right one. They just didn't convert throwing the football. And then it was our turn to get a special teams break. They had a high snap that the punter did a good job of just ultimately handling, but Xavier Jimenez gets back there and gets a hand on the punt, and Malik Frederick does a great job of fielding it and not letting the clock run at all and not losing valuable field position at that point in the game. And we start at their 45-yard line. And, so now we've had a number of guys that have made plays for us that maybe haven't necessarily made the plays throughout the year or as much as some of the other guys, but Javante Lewis, huge chunk play, Tyson Reynolds, 4th and 1 conversion, Derek, big touchdown. Now Xavier's got a block punt, and Malik saves his field position, and then, Old Reliable comes up in the middle of the field, and Jaden Elder and hits a big chunk play, which, we hadn't really thrown it in the middle of the field during the game, and maybe caught them sleeping a little bit, and Jaden Phillips drives the football in there, kind of layers it over the linebacker, drives it in there, trusts his guy. He goes up and catches the ball in between 3 people and gets us the chunk play that we knew we needed to be in field goal range, and the rest is history, right?
That's Nick LaSala, head coach of Spanish River football, who won last week in the first round of the playoffs at the regional level, Western 23-21 final score. Coach, a lot to break down there. First of all, are you the type to not use your timeouts throughout the second half? I feel like just having 3 pocketed timeouts completely changed the game. Were there moments in the fourth quarter, especially on that long drive, to convert and on that 4th and 1 and then eventually score the touchdown that eventually did not tie the game but got it to 21-20? You didn't use any timeouts during then. Were there times where you're thinking, in hindsight, boy, I was close to using a timeout there because that would have completely changed the game had you had less timeouts? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I considered going for 2 when we scored because I just felt like, we go 88 yards to score a touchdown there at the end of the game. Obviously, momentum was on our side, and I'm sitting there kind of debating, should we go for 2? Should we not go for 2? In hindsight, I would probably go for 2.
Wow.
Especially with the way that our defense was playing. I didn't feel like they were going to be able to go down the field necessarily and maybe get in field goal range. And as the blocked extra point proved, field goals aren't a sure thing in high school football. Even when you got a good one, you got a good snapper, good holder, a good kicker.
Right.
Still not a guarantee. So if I could go back, I may have gone for 2, and if I didn't have the 3 timeouts, I probably definitely would have gone for 2, but you try to hold on to those because just like it played out there at the end of the football game, 3 timeouts can mean another possession, and it meant another possession for us, and ultimately that's what allowed us to win the game. I always tell our defensive coordinator, if you need one, you got it. If it's 3rd or 4th down, if you see somebody misaligned, you see a matchup you don't like, I tell them all the time, if you need it, you got it. And
wow,
he usually doesn't take me up on the offer. And so we just, fortunately we were in a situation where we had all 3, because obviously if we had 2, they're probably running the football on 3rd down, and instead of having 50 seconds, I think it was 48 on the clock or whatever it was, instead of having 48 seconds on the clock, we're probably looking at, 15, 20 seconds, So obviously it changed the trajectory of what happened on that series. So, yeah, they're valuable for sure. You don't want to burn them for no good reason.
Right, and I want to talk about another thing. So it's fourth quarter, a little over a minute left. You guys were able to score a touchdown, down 21-14. You get it to 21-20. You miss the extra point. You're thinking that the game is going to be tied with a minute to go. Maybe you're thinking overtime. You don't know what the next step kind of looks like. Then the extra point gets missed, and you're still losing the game. How did the guys respond to that post that play, what did you tell them to kind of center them in? I imagine there's some sort of panic, but you also got to trust your guys that they've been battle-tested enough to be able to deal with moments like this. Tell me about that, how that next couple minutes, post-block extra point, looked for Spanish River.
Yeah, there's no time to gather everybody together and tell them to calm down. It's you got to roll, and so I think we've been in situations throughout the year, and I think it's important that when you get into those moments, those high pressure situations, and maybe tensions are mounting, that number one, the coaches remain calm, and you just move on, and we've been doing it all year. If there's a bad call we don't agree with, I tell the coaches, forget it, play the next play, and move on. And I just think I think we've been so trained to do that all year that we had no choice, and because the game was not over and we did have 3 timeouts and we knew we just needed to get a stop. And the way that we're able to get chunk plays through the air, throughout the course of the season, it's been every football game that we've played, whether we win or lose, we're hitting chunk plays down the field. Just give us another opportunity, and we had already put together 3 scoring drives, so we knew we could do it. So, just try the onside kick because you got to take your chance, and okay, we don't get it. Let's get the stop. There was no time to panic. We tell our guys, you can't blink, and you kind of got to fall back on your training and don't react in the moment. We coach body language excessively. Don't react in the moment. Just find a way to respond in a positive manner. And so proud of our football team for how they handled that situation. I think it's a testament to them. I think our quarterback did a great job of operating that series and understanding, you absolutely cannot have negative plays. We talk about these situations. I send him stuff all the time. He's a football junkie. He sends me stuff all the time, and just understanding that, sometimes an incompletion, ripping an out route like he did and not completing it, but it goes out of bounds is a good play because you take an opportunity and even if you don't hit it, you stop the clock. Understanding that hitting a chunk play, if it's in the middle of the field and you hit a chunk play, the clock is going to stop. So we just need to be urgent in between the whistles, and we did that. So I thought he did a great job of executing that moment. And a lot of that comes down to the quarterback, right? Because you're the leader on the field and you're executing it. And I put the pressure on him in practice. When we practice 2-minute situations, if the clock is rolling, he has to make decisions. We don't have time to look back to the sideline and get the perfect play and create a new formation. We have one guy that we label as the adjuster within a drive, and one person moves depending on where the ball is. And if the clock's rolling, you go, And so I didn't tell him to spike the football. He spiked it on his own. He knew the situation and he played it perfectly, and he got our kicker within range, and we trust that kid. We know that he can make kicks for us, and we knew that he was going to win us a football game at some point this year. He won one at Seminole Ridge with an extra point from about the same range. So, never had a doubt in my mind that if we got him within range and we just blocked it up front, that he was going to make the kick.
Wow. A memorable, awesome win over Western last week, 23-21, the state championships. Coach, now looking ahead, you got Goldman out of Miami coming into town. That's going to be tomorrow around 7 o'clock. What does this week of practice look like? What have been the keys you've tried to center in? And what things do you guys need to do right in order to come out of this game victorious?
Yeah, it's very much the same sentiment as last week. We got to do the simple things better than them, but simple is not easy. And just stay unified, stay together as a team. I think that, we got a couple key pieces that we've kind of been holding out of practice this week because they've been a little banged up. They got a lot of treatment yesterday. They both reported that they feel pretty good, so they should be practicing today. So we're as close to full tilt as we could be for this time of the year. So we're fortunate for that. Put a lot of time in and just taking care of their bodies. And, I've been around teams where the coaches want to practice for 3.5 hours when you go out at this time of the year because they'll script 60, 70, 80, 90 plays, and that's totally understandable, but you get to this point in the year, and I think that the meeting time and the time that you spend on their bodies and the mental is just as important, and we've spent a lot of time on that this week. Had a short but productive practice on Monday. We were out on the grass for 65, 70 minutes, but if it's good work, you get in, you get out, you do the other things that are necessary to get the body back, because we know we're a physical football team. And so much of it is just, like I said, it just comes down to who's the smarter team, who's the tougher team, which team is less banged up, who's going to take care of the football, who's going to operate urgently in a 2-minute situation. That's what wins and loses football games, So we could sit there and try to run a million plays in practice, but let's not reinvent the wheel right now. We've done very little install since the playoffs started, maybe a couple motions here or there, or, something like that, adding a pass concept maybe to a run concept that are both installed already. But, we're not sitting here and trying to install a new playbook for this time of the year. We're good at what we're good at, and we need to continue to do it and just clean up the little details, So that's been our emphasis really since the regular season ended.
Right. And Coach LaSala, last thing here, I appreciate giving us the time pregame looking ahead to Goldman. Looking at seeing what Goldman does well, also 7-4 out of the Miami area. What are going to be the keys that you need to make sure that you hone in on in regard to how they play? As somebody who doesn't know, does Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast football, what does Goldman have to offer that you guys are going to need to be on top of?
Yeah, they're watching them. They're a little bit unorthodox, particularly on offense, So they have speed up front on defense. As I'm wearing my offensive hat right now, they have speed up front on defense. So, we just got to make sure up front, because it looks like we're going to be bigger than them up front. We've got to make this a battle of big versus small. If we make it into a battle of, how quick are we up front versus how quick are they up front, it might not bode well for us. They're quick up front, so we got to make sure that we communicate, because their game is probably going to be getting some movement and stunning and trying to bring speed off the edge and knifing across the tackle space and stuff like that. So that's been, for us, that's been an emphasis in practice. On the flip side of the ball, their offense is a little bit unorthodox with their splits up front. It's pretty interesting. It's almost like there's 2 gaps in between each offensive lineman. So that's going to be a very different look for our guys, because while we play around with our splits on offense in practice and they see it a bit, it's usually 1 or 2 guys. It's not the entire line, So just trying to get them used to that and understanding, how to be gap sound, and that it's not necessarily – the C gap isn't really the C gap this week. It's kind of the alley, and so just making sure we're aligned properly and we have some different things within our Rolodex and some different answers in case they find something on us. I think it's going to be important to get hands-on. They're a big screen team, so it's going to be important to get hands on their offensive linemen this week and not let them release and kind of feel that up front when they're getting ready to release, So they do a good job of doing what they do, and that one of our philosophies is let's be hard to prepare for as a team, and be as multiple as possible. And I think that they're a tough team to prepare for, because they do something that's very different than you're going to see on film from any other team. So I'm looking forward to the battle, and it seems like they're going to travel really well and come represent Dade County. They have a lot of people coming up, so we're looking forward to representing Palm Beach County as the only 7A team alive right now. And we hope that not just the city of Boca and the school turns out to support us, but that Palm Beach County comes out to support us, because this is kind of that time of the year where there's a little bit of trash talk between, Palm Beach, Broward, Dade, and who's the best county and all that stuff. And obviously Broward and Dade, there's so many good teams. It's so dense down there, year in and year out. There's going to be a state champion from down there. And, so there's been some really good teams in Palm Beach County over the years since I started playing in high school, and, we want to represent Palm Beach County well and show that, even on the 7A stage, that there's a presence for the county, and this is a great opportunity for us. We got to play against Broward County last week. We get to play against Dade County this week and get to do it at home. We're extremely fortunate. First time that Spanish River has ever hosted in the playoffs was last week. First time they've ever gone to the second round of the playoffs is this week. So, we know our team is kind of used to making history at this point, and it's just the next opportunity, and most importantly, we just need to have a great Thursday before we even think about tomorrow.
All right. I appreciate it, Coach LaSala, and looking forward to seeing what happens in the game, looking forward to following it, and I appreciate you giving us the time, telling us a little bit about last week's game and this week's game. Best of luck the rest of the way. I know you'll have your guys prepared, but looking forward to talking again soon, all right?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Go Sharks.
You got it. It's Coach Nick Lasala of Spanish River Football. They got Goldman on Friday night, of course, 7 p.m. So stay tuned for that. All the coverage here on ESPN Top 63, ESPN West Palm. This has been your Kaiser's Coaches Corner on ESPN 106.3.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
College basketball is coming to Sunrise. Catch a thrilling doubleheader at the 2025 AutoNation Orange Bowl Basketball Classic. Be there at Amerant Bank Arena on Saturday, December 13th as the defending national champions, the Florida Gators, take on George Washington, and the Florida State Seminoles battle the UMass Minutemen. Tip-off is at noon. Bring the whole family and enjoy the pregame party on the plaza. One ticket, 2 college basketball matchups. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at orangebowl.org.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Victory belongs to Inter Miami. All season long, Inter Miami pushed for greatness, and they delivered. As the official sports medicine provider of Inter Miami CF, Baptist Health has been there through every moment, every challenge, every surge of heart and grit that led to this unforgettable win. South Florida celebrate because greatness was demanded and your team answered. Baptist Health is proud to stand with Inter Miami today and every step ahead. Baptist Health, the official sports medicine provider of Inter Miami CF.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low. It just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Robinhood, the official jersey patch partner of the Miami Heat. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
F45 Training in downtown West Palm and Wellington offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. F45 features high-intensity group-style workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven. They always have the right workout for you. The best part is, it takes just 45 minutes. If you're looking to train for something like High Rocks, F45 has you covered with tailored workouts. Get started today with a promo of your first 3 classes for just $30. Visit F45training.com to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 family. F45, team training, life-changing.
New to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium in 2026, fans can become season ticket members of the Jupiter Medical Center Champions Club. Enjoy all-inclusive food and non-alcoholic beverages, a private bar, and specialty cocktails for an elevated baseball experience. Purchase your season tickets to the Jupiter Medical Center Champions Club at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. See you soon at America's busiest ballpark.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out the door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Radio, campus of FIU. Christian Cat here on the call alongside the coach Jimmy Bell for the Class 1A FHSAA State Championship. It is your very own from West Palm Beach, Florida, Cardinal Newman Crusaders taking on the in-state dynasty that is Chaminade-Madonna Lions. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing us to you on the ESPN South Florida app, on ESPN 106.3, and on YouTube at ESPN West Palm. We are in for a treat today, Coach.
We are. You said it, a dynasty. 4 consecutive state championships, 9 in total for Chaminade-Madonna. So it's a tall order for Newman today, but they're here because they played some great football this year. I like what Jack Daniels did this season. He played up in terms of schedule. 2 of the teams that he lost to this season are still playing. They beat West Boca, and they played Roman Catholic. They're still playing in the playoffs, and Gainesville-Buchholz just lost last week. So they played some healthy competition. They're going to need it today against this Chaminade football team.
And I am fascinated in the dynamics of high school state championship play. It is distinctly different from even the semifinals last week, where, yes, it is still win or go home, win or go home. But there is always something different about a state championship, not just because there is a trophy on the line, because it is a neutral site. It's in the middle of a school day. It's on a Thursday. What makes days like this different when you're talking about the bus coming down and getting your guys ready?
Well, I tell you, you think about this all year, you talk about it in the offseason, but you really got to focus on the business at hand. This is not for you. The atmosphere, all the festivities is not for you. That's for the fans. You got to focus on these 3 hours of football because, again, like you said, you'll never forget this moment as long as you live.
Yeah, certainly so. Chaminade-Madonna has been here before, as you mentioned before, 9 straight year that Chaminade's been in the title game. They've won the last 4. For Cardinal Newman, this is the first state championship game that program has ever played in before, and they are getting a true taste of state championship football here at Pit Bull Stadium. You mentioned the play that got Cardinal Newman to this point today. It all starts with their senior quarterback, the #1 quarterback on the ESPN Top 63 list, Jaron Hewley. He can do it with his arm, and he often can do it with his legs.
Yeah, he's a dual threat, and he brings a great dimension for this Cardinal Newman football team. And he's going to have a great game today. I think if I'm looking at the way Chaminade's going to play him, they're going to force them to throw the football because they realize how difficult it'll be to stop this run if they let it get started early in the game.
And when you look across the sideline to Chaminade-Madonna, you have Power 4 signees and commits riddled across their roster. So keying in on guys like Jaron Hewley, guys like Phoenix Donia, who has 25 touchdowns on the year, will open up opportunities to maybe a younger guy like Gennaro Sumter, who transferred on over from the Muck. And from Westwood, Sumter did, and Leslie Mosley, who just took off in the state semifinal. I think that maybe not the number 1 and number 2 option, but rather option 3, 4, 5, and 6 are going to see a lot of looks due to the scheming of Chaminade.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of guys to help today for Newman because, again, you're right. They're going to key on those main guys, focus on the things that you can control. You may not get the opportunities in the breaks that you got last week against Carrollwood, but you got to create those opportunities if you're Newman, if you want to win this game.
You make an excellent point there, Coach, because last week Carrollwood Day really beat themselves the entire first half. And they got back into the game when they stopped turning the football over and forced a turnover of Cardinal Newman in the fourth quarter. Chaminade's not going to do that, and Chaminade's going to get the football first here live on ESPN 106.3 on the ESPN South Florida app and on ESPN West Palm on YouTube. There will be video highlights posted to Twitter at ESPN Top 63 throughout the game. We have a camera up here. It'll combine with the audio broadcast. Again, follow on Twitter at ESPN Top 63 if you want to see the video highlights. But Cardinal Newman's all dressed in white. Gold helmets, Chaminade-Madonna all dressed in red with their white helmets. The Lions of Chaminade-Madonna will get the football first here in the FHSAA Class 1A State Championship. Buckle up, folks. We've got you for as long as it takes until we can crown a champion in Class 1A. Cardinal Newman, led by their head coach, Jack Daniels. For the aforementioned Chaminade-Madonna Lions, they are led by their head coach, Damian Jones. South Dade Kia Field at Pit Bull Stadium is the home of the Class 1A State Championship, and we would not want to be anywhere else. The beginning of a 3-day stretch, which will have 3 state championship games of teams from Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast.
You know, C-Cat, I'm thinking about this as I was doing my film study this week. The one thing the Trinity from Jacksonville did last week, they were able to shut down Chaminade's running game. Derek Cooper, the guy who's going to Texas next year, they shut him down pretty much. So they made the adjustment throughout that contest, start throwing the ball down the field. On the side of Cardinal Newman is a freshman in Elam. The question is, are they going to go after these young guys on Newman? Again, a lot of pressure up front. Adam Ali's going to get some pressure in the backfield. You've got to find a way to create some opportunities if you're the Crusaders.
Yes, and that Chaminade-Madonna offense, freshman quarterback Malik Leonard leads them with Derek Cooper, the senior Texas signee. Jason Lopez is the number 1 target. He is signed to Florida State. And sophomore Tremont Isaac Jr. is the number 11 player in the entire state in his class. So there are studs across the offense of Chaminade-Madonna, which we will see take the field after this ball gets kicked away on ESPN 106.3 on the ESPN South Florida app. And it is kicked deep and out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And bodies are flying, guys are hitting. It is getting fun quick here at the 305.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting one. I'm watching the officials, though. They're going to try to keep it close because they know the emotion of this game. Chaminade, like you said, they're a dynasty. They've won a lot of games. Newman's first time, so whatever they do, it's going to be a first-time event for them. Let's see how they do here on this first defensive drive.
Chaminade's going to start at their own 20-yard line after the touchback was booted through by Newman kicker Nathaniel Parks, the junior on the special teams. Remember his name. Games like this, special teams will certainly play a factor. 3 receivers bunched to the left side of quarterback Leonard. Lone receiver to the right in the shotgun. Malik Leonard motions out Cooper to the left side of the backfield. Looks, throws, near side wide open, and caught at the 34-yard line for a first down, brought to you by HSS. Catch made by Denarius Gray, a Kentucky signee. 1st and 10, Chaminade.
So you take Derek Cooper in the first play and you put him in motion just to see if they're a man-to-man zone. Newman got caught looking in the backfield. Big pass down the field for, better yet, 15 yards on first down.
1st and 10, Chaminade. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right side. Leonard motions over the slot receiver from the left to the right. Handoff. Cooper gets tripped up in the backfield. Nice tackle for a short gain of 2 yards. Adam Balagoon Ali trips him up. It's a now 2nd and 8.
That's what you have to do. You've got to find a way to get Derek Cooper on the ground. Make him indecisive because the longer the game goes on, the better he gets. Watched a lot of film on him. He can go to the house on any play. Did against West Boca in that preseason game for 63 yards.
Second down and 8, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Leonard motions over his receiver from the slot on the left side. He gets a handoff on the jet sweep, bouncing outside, heads to the ball, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. A half-yard gain or no gain. Cardinal Newman did their homework and snuffs out the sweep.
Yeah, the emotions are going to ride high on the side of Newman. They've never been here. You can look at the crowd on that side. School shut down a half a day. They're excited about this opportunity. The one advantage for them, I think, is that they have Coach Jack Daniels as the leader. He's been here, but also Damian Jones has been here 6 consecutive times.
Daniels coached Dwyer to state championships in his day before Cardinal Newman. Third down and 7. Leonard in the shotgun, 3 receivers left side, lone receiver to the right side. He's dropping back to pass. Pressure in his face. Wrapped up, and he throws it away. It is going to be grounding, waiting for the flag. He was pressured heavily and just whipped it to the sideline while he was in the pocket. Still have not seen Laundry tossed down the field. Heavy pressure brought to the quarterback, freshman Leonard, and there goes the intentional grounding flag. A big loss on 3rd and 7, and Newman gets a stop.
Yeah, loss of down plus 10 yards. So again, there a lot of pressure. That's what Newman has to do early on, get the emotions riding high. Realize the emotions will only last so long, and then you got to play football. But thus far, they've done very well.
Cooper Clark was in the backfield, wrapping up Leonard for a big-time loss. And it is intentional grounding as the officials talked it through. Leonard had the right idea, wanting to get rid of the football. There was pressure in his face as soon as that football was snapped. On 3rd and 7, clear passing down. It's the defense of Cardinal Newman that makes the first big play of the game.
If you're Newman, what do you got to lose? I mean, you got to throw everything on the table. You've never been here before. This is all new to you. Chaminade, I don't care how many times you've been here. The nerves are still here. The excitement is still here. You got to find a way to play through it on both sides. So far, so good for the Crusaders.
Leslie Mosley back deep to return. He had 2 home run touchdowns last week to get Cardinal Newman to this spot today. Again, Leslie Mosley, the senior receiver and return man, setting up at his own 40-yard line. Pressure for the punter, but it gets away. Mosley will let it bounce, and he will not return this one. A good punt will back up Cardinal Newman to their own 28-yard line. Cardinal Newman relents a first down conversion on the first snap from scrimmage and then buckles down and gets a defensive stop to give the football to Jaron Hewley, Phoenix Donia, Gennaro Sumter, Leslie Mosley, Ethan Holland, sometimes Adam Balagoon Ali, and the rest of that Cardinal Newman Crusaders offense.
The biggest question I have is how is Newman going to generate offense? Can they go 80 yards on this defense? Tough defensive front, a lot of guys moving for Chaminade. They do a great job of tackling at the point, at any spot on the field. So this question is how can they put drives together for their offense?
Thank you for joining us live on YouTube. ESPN West Palm on YouTube. If you're looking for video highlights, that is on Twitter, ESPN Top 63. Hewley in the shotgun, Donia to his left. 2 receivers to the right side. Kirkpatrick, the tight end on the left side, is the lead blocker. Hewley's actually going to keep it himself on a quarterback mesh. He's driving his legs forward and never says die. Jaron Hewley's putting the defense on his back, and he's going to drive him all the way for a 9-yard gain, make it a 10-yard gain. Hewley got hit 1 yard down the field and never said die. It's a first down brought to you by HSS.
He did, and the excitement of Cardinal Newman, you can see it's in the air right now. Everything they do is going to be magnified 10,000 because, again, they come in with really nowhere but up. They've never been here. They're physical. They're playing the game the way it should be played.
You know Jaron Hewley when he's running the football as a speed type. If you want to compare it to the NFL, like a Lamar Jackson type. Not a Cam Newton type where he's going to just barrel through you, and he did just that. It's 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Hewley in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the right side. Mosley in motion. They hand it off on a jet sweep to him. Mosley jumps through a tackle and gets brought down to the 44. 6-yard gain. Make it a 7-yard gain. Second down and short. Line to gain is the 47. They're going to spot that football at the 45.
Test this defense from sideline to sideline, make them commit to being able to guard the whole 53 in the third, because if you try to run up the middle, they're very stout. So I like that play call, getting on the outside with Wesley Mosley.
Second down and 8 for the Newman offense. They got to stop on defense to start this game off. It's the first offensive drive for the Crusaders here on ESPN 106.3. 8:50 to play in the first quarter. No score. Two receivers to the right side. Lone receiver left. It's actually the tight end Kirkpatrick. Hewley looking to throw, rolling to his right. Eyes down the field. Now tucks it, and he's going to run it across the 45 and is brought down for an HSS first down. Rushes and scrambles on the design throw. Gets the 2 yards needed to move the chains.
Sometimes it's what you don't do to hurt your offense. Good job there, rolling out, moving the pocket for Cardinal Newman, but again, more importantly, not throwing the ball and forcing it into coverage.
Hewley gains what he needed. First and 10 from the 49, just short of midfield. Newman with the football, all tied up. No score yet with 8:20 to play in the first quarter. Two receivers left, two receivers to the right. Football's on the right hash mark. Mosley split out wide to that right side on the short side of the field. He's joined by Ethan Holland. Hewley, design quarterback draw up the middle, gets across the 50 and gets stopped at the 49 for a 2-yard gain.
I expect to see a couple of those because, again, as he goes on in the game, he gets better at the quarterback position. But also what you're doing is you're keeping the defense honest. They just can't rush up the field. They got to respect his ability to take the ball and run.
I don't want to make an unfair comparison of high school to college, but the best dynasty this side of the year 2000 was the Alabama Crimson Tide. And who gave them fits? Mobile quarterbacks. And right now we have a mobile quarterback in Cardinal Newman trying to do just that to a high school football dynasty in Chaminade-Madonna. Two receivers left side. Kirkpatrick, the tight end, gets motion to the left side. Sumter in the backfield, and he gets the carry right side, or Adonia across the 45, 40, 35, 40. Out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, but there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. That right side was a little bit too easy for Phoenix Jonian to get around the edge, and there might be a hold against the Newman offensive line.
It appears that way. Newman's starting to back up. Again, when you see a clean corner like that and everybody disappears, usually there's a guy grabbing somewhere inside, and the officials are looking for it.
So it was 2nd and 8. They'll back them up 10 yards for 2nd and 18. And if you are Cardinal Newman, it's easy to say now that you want to live in short, down and distance situations. But now their offense lends themselves to the threat of the run paired with the pass instead of just a pure passing down situation when you get to this level of the season.
I agree, and you got to protect the football. You can't put it on the ground. Don't throw it in the air and give this defense an opportunity.
Empty set, Hewley, trips left, two receivers to the right side. Again, no running back in the backfield alongside Jaron Hewley. Leslie Mosley is helping Hewley set up the offensive formation right now. That hold was actually down the field. They spot the football at the 44, not 2nd and 18, shorter than that. Hewley, pressure in his face, rolls to his right, finds the edge across the 40-yard line, and gets pushed forward, still making a couple of guys miss, charging forward, and gets nearly back to midfield to the original line of scrimmage. Hewley was dead to his rights for a sack, and once again was unrelenting, gaining an extra 7 yards.
Well, everything stopped for a moment. I thought they had him in the grass. The officials were going to blow the play dead, but they didn't on that, allowed him to keep going. Good job there, just holding on to the football.
3-yard gain. It was 2nd down and 14. It's now 3rd down and 11 from the 48. Line to gain is across midfield to the 41-yard line.
At what point do you take a shot down the field with Mosley? You got him one-on-one outside here.
He is lining up against Chaminade-Madonna's Derek Jones, freshman athlete. Senior versus freshman, maybe they take advantage, and there are whistles blowing, and a timeout going to be called before this pivotal 3rd down and 11 by Cardinal Newman. A timeout called on the field, brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by Vitacost. We will take a 30-second break and be right back right here on the Class 1A State Championship game. No score between Newman and Chaminade.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Navy.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Where we're coming to your city.
3rd down and 11 for the Cardinal Newman offense. No score with 5:53 to play in the first quarter. Trips left, Mosley getting press coverage all by himself on the island at the bottom of your screen. Handoff, no, it's a quarterback run. Hewley gets wrapped up at the zone 45 and gets brought down for a 3-yard loss.
Well, the mindset of the Cardinal Newman Crusaders, they're going to play defense here. Again, we're going to punt it away, try to flip the field, force them to go the long distance. We don't want to throw the ball down there, get an interception, and give them a short field going back the easy way.
So Hewley going to come back onto the field. He is the punter for Cardinal Newman. Adam Balagoon Ali also on the field at the gunner position. So that sets up Cardinal Newman for good fake attempts, maybe in different situations than 4th down and 14. Hewley flanked by Sumter and Donia. They put him out for protection on the tight end positions. Hewley takes a snap and kicks this one away across the 25-yard line. No one was back deep to return the punt for Chaminade-Madonna, and that punt will roll to the 19-yard line. That's very puzzling from head coach Damian Jones because they have just as much tape as we have covering a bunch of Cardinal Newman games in 2025. They know that Hewley's the punter. And with the amount of Division I, Power 4 guys that are going to be playing on Saturdays and Sundays, you would think they'd want someone back there to make a play happen in space.
Well, I'll tell you what, you say to yourself, listen, we won't put anybody back because we know the quarterback can throw the football. They can fake it there. So we want to keep the mindset of forcing them to punt the ball. Now we're going to take it the distance of the field and try to hold on to the football.
We're going to stay right here during this water break timeout and tell you about the Kaiser Seahawks. They are all about championships, both on the field and in the classroom. Hey, shout out to their women's soccer team, who just a couple of days ago this week gave Kaiser their 27th national championship. Yeah, the women's soccer team won it in PKs, winning the women's NAIA national championship game, the lowest seed ever to win a national title from the 14 seed, believe it or not. Kaiser Seahawks, consider them for your furthering your academic and athletic career. Playoff game, national semi, 1 o'clock on Saturday. We'll be on site. Derek Cooper gets hit in the backfield. The first man won't tackle him, but the third guy does.
Again, the same type of energy Trinity played against this Chaminade team with stopping Derek Cooper, saying, listen, you won't beat us with the run. You're going to have to throw the football.
Cooper Clark eventually cleaned up the mess, and there was some early movement and a false start. That was a loss of 2 yards on the Cooper run to the left side. It was 2nd and 12, and now we'll have some early movement against Chaminade to back them up 5 more yards. This Cardinal Newman defensive line getting heavy penetration early at the state championship game.
They are, and so far, Chaminade looks like the team that's never been here before. Again, making a lot of mistakes, uncharacteristic of the way they play football. They generally don't beat themselves, but so far here in this game, they made a couple of bad decisions.
Ball at the 12-yard line now. Line to gain is the 29. It's 2nd down and 17. Leonard in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. It's a jet sweep right side. Lopez in the carry, broken ankles, staying on his feet, cutting upfield, and Lopez gets the football nearly to the original line of scrimmage. He's brought down at the 18.
You know, dedicate a lot of guys to around the football if you're Newman, but you got to make the tackle. You can't allow these guys to break free. They're too talented.
That was Amari Stevens on the carry party. 3rd down and 11. Ball at the 18, line to gain is the 29. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers to the left. Malik Leonard trying to communicate the offensive play call to his skills guys on the outside. Cooper in the backfield to the left of quarterback Leonard. Need to get 11 and complete the drive. Leonard throws it across the middle. It's caught. Stevens, first down, a little bit more. Brought to you by HSS. He's brought down to the 41. Make it the 42. First down, Chaminade across the middle of the field. Leonard connects with Amari Stevens.
Well, sometimes things aren't going well. You got to help your quarterback. He climbed the ladder to catch that football. Again, got it at the last moment, the end of the football, and that's what you have to do at the wide receiver position.
Approaching midfield is Chaminade. They pitch it outside. Derek Cooper with momentum around the edge. Cooper's dangerous across the 50. Broken tackle across the 45, and he's brought down at the 41-yard line for back-to-back HSS first downs for Chaminade.
Now, see, Cat, you see why you don't put anybody back deep, because you're saying to yourself, we can drive the ball down the field. We just want to possess it. We don't want to get a guy back, give them a chance to throw the ball on fourth down. We can do it offensively.
Jaron Hewley playing safety back there. Jet sweep action. Stevens is wrapped up in the backfield. Tackle for loss. Ty Kirkpatrick gets home and reads the play like a book. Flag on the play.
Get a hold there against Chaminade, bring it back 10 yards. Again, Newman's playing a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage, stopping the run, and that's what you have to do in order to force this team to throw the ball down the field.
Tell you what, with how many stars are on this Cardinal Newman team, sometimes not getting the due justice and the talk that he might deserve as if he was on a different team with less talent is Ty Kirkpatrick. He is really a force to be reckoned with on both sides of the football. It is a hold against Chaminade-Madonna, but they are going to decline that penalty. Thought he said decline, but I must be. Yeah, the officials are on the wrong page right now because the official said decline. Newman instead wants the tackle for loss and the loss of down because they ended up losing several yards in that play. Back in the football up to the 44. Second down and 13 now for Chaminade-Madonna instead of first down and 20.
Yeah, the thought process by Jack Daniels is don't give him an extra down. So we're going to stop him right here. We've got to find a way to get in the backfield, get that penetration.
Whistles being blown before this second down snap. I see Cardinal Newman's head coach Jack Daniels on the field right now. Maybe with that miscommunication with the officiating crew, maybe some wires got crossed on that Newman sideline based on accepting decline in the penalty.
I think that's what he's talking about. You know, listen, we wanted that penalty. I don't know why you guys didn't mark it off because we don't want to give him 10 yards, and that's what we're doing. We only sacked him got him in the backfield for about 4 yards.
Yeah, it's either like on an incomplete pass, how much different is a 2nd and 12 and a 2nd and 10? So now head coach Jack Daniels from Cardinal Newman is having that conversation with the officiating crew on whether or not to accept or decline the penalty. If they decline it, it'll be second down and 13 from the 44, line to gain being the 31. If they decline it, it'll be first down and 20. And now the officials are talking this over. So I feel like it's within the coach's rights to know both situations before he makes his decision, and maybe that was the miscommunication as the officials are talking it over. And during the break, it was brought to our attention. We've got our eyes really on the ball carrier on the trenches that Jaron Hewley, the quarterback for Cardinal Newman, is playing defense many snaps in this game, if not the entire game, at safety. And I've seen that play many times before on teams that I've actually been a part of. State championships are different. You just need everything you have. There is no tomorrow. West Virginia, what's West Virginia? According to this Cardinal Newman team, of course, that's where Jaron Hewley's going to play college ball when he does graduate here. And they will accept the penalty on the hold and back them up 10 yards and put them at the 46-yard line, first and 20 from there.
The only reason I don't like that, putting him at free safety, is because he's got to run too much. And so during the game, at some point, Chaminade's going to put pressure on you. So you got to ask yourself the question, do you save his energy for later in the game, or do you worry about them scoring?
Handoff inside. Broken tackle on his feet across the 45. 40, still moving and cutting out of bounds short of the 35-yard line. The carry that time was made by Chaminade-Madonna's Arwin Jackson, the junior, second option in the backfield for Chaminade. He gets a lot of that penalty yardage back, and that moves Chaminade into second down and manageable at the 41, at the 36, pardon. Second down and 5. Leonard in the shotguns, got Jackson to his right, the same guy who just ran that football. Stevens in motion from the left slot. Jackson the carry up the middle, cutting it outside on the misdirection across the 25. And he gets the HSS first down inside the 20. We have our first red zone possession from either side here, and it comes with the Chaminade offense.
Well, Jackson's a little different runner than Cooper. You know, he's a slasher. He can get outside on you a lot of speed. Cooper's downhill, north and south. So you give the ball to him. He did very well against Trinity last week. He was really their only running game in the game against Trinity Academy last week.
First and 10 from the 19-yard line. No score in this one. 1:40 to play in the first quarter. Inside handoff. Cooper broken tackle. Cooper dragging tacklers inside the 10, and he gets the HSS first down.
He's all power. Again, going north and south, not a lot of wasted movement. Cooper's going to square his shoulders on you as a defensive back, and you got to be able to come up and make the tackle.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Chaminade with the football. No score between Cardinal Newman and Chaminade-Madonna. 1:20 to play in the first quarter. Cooper gets the give inside, and he gets wrapped up at the 6. It's a 2-yard gain. Second and goal from the 6-yard line.
Well, Newman gets better around the end zone. Again, the field is condensed. There's not many places to go, but at some point, watch Chaminade-Madonna fake that ball in there to Cooper and try to throw it to one of these receivers because they've done it all year long. They want to lure you in, get you looking in the backfield, and all of a sudden they pop you with one.
Second and goal from the 6. Chaminade's second offensive drive of the game. They got one first down their first drive, and then Newman got a stop. Leonard keeps it himself, rolling left, looking to throw left-hand quarterback, dunks it off at the 12-yard line, and Stevens gets wrapped up. Ball's loose on the ground. Was he down, or does Newman have the football? Waiting for the official call. If it's a fumble, it's Crusaders' ball. Still awaiting the ruling. It's either third and goal from the 11, or it is first and 10 for Newman at their own 11. Still awaiting the call. And they will retain possession at Chaminade. Third down and goal from the 10-yard line, a 4-yard loss on the completion left side to Stevens.
Well, I was looking for the beanbag to come out. That's a great indication that the ball came loose. The official didn't do that, so it's kind of thinking, oh, hopefully they'll call it there, but he didn't.
And we've got replay, pseudo replay guys over here watching the game. Ball's on the ground. Newman picks it up. Flag down. Might be a false start to wipe away a turnover. Newman comes up with the football, but this play was blown dead on the snap. Chaminade-Madonna might have just gotten 2 breaks, and that is going to be the case. They'll back them up to the 15-yard line, but that might have just been back-to-back turnovers that were bailouts that did not go to Newman that may have, should have.
Yeah, it should have gone that way. Again, they blew the whistle dead, and the official said it was a dead ball, so you can't play that through. But again, Newman's all over that football. Very aggressive defensively, doing a good job so far.
And we're looking the instant replay from the NFHS network. It was a fumble, and it should be Newman's football. It's not Newman's football. It's Chaminade's at third and goal from the 15-yard line. How about that?
Yeah.
Antagonizers there at the NFHS network. Well, we have a timeout called before the third down and goal from the 15-yard line, and we'll stay right here. Smith Ball Buyers and Prather Florida Injury Lawyers, they're proud to be the presenting sponsors of High School Game Day on ESPN 106.3. If you've been in a car accident, you can call now for a free consultation. The sooner you call, the sooner the lawyers at Smith Ball Buyers and Prather can start putting their extensive experiences and resources to work for you. You do not pay anything unless they make a recovery for you. Call now, 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Buyers and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. So back-to-back plays, the first of which was probably a missed call, and we saw the replay, and sometimes you feel uncomfortable criticizing officiating at this level, but it looks to be a missed call. The immediate next snap after that was not a bad call. It was just a lucky break of a false start, taking away which would have been a fumbled snap recovered by Newman. That is the end of the first quarter. No score between Chaminade and Cardinal Newman. We're going to stay right here on ESPN 106.3 on YouTube, ESPN West Palm audio only, and on X. That's where you can see all of these video highlights. And I'm going to put the word out to go take a look at the recent fumble that probably should have been called. If we can cut that one up and send it to our audience that is viewing from West Palm Beach and beyond. Taking over Chaminade, flipping field at the 15-yard line, third and goal from there.
So I've got a mindset here from Cardinal Newman. They can't get a first down, so keep everything in front of me. It's third down. We're going to try to keep everything in the field of play. Don't allow them to go to the end zone on this play.
Trips right, lone receiver left. Leonard in the shotgun. Newman's going to send some pressure here. Leonard's in the shotgun. He's dropping back to pass. The lefty looks, end zone, pressure in his face, fires it at the goal line, out of bounds. Incomplete pass. Who is there? Ty Kirkpatrick with the quarterback pressure. Also making his presence felt was Zion Brown. A couple of sophomore Ty Kirkpatrick and senior Zion Brown making the pressure.
If you're Newman, you win that round because, again, you're going to force him to get a field goal on this. But just good job there by Chaminade of saving the day. Just throwing the ball. Leonard threw the ball out of bounds. There's nobody there. Great job on the back end of Cardinal Newman playing defense.
Noah Sidan, the senior kicker, on to try to kick this one through. He's perfect from point afters on the season, but from field goal range, he's 2 for 4. His long was a 45-yarder. This one will be a 32-yarder if it's good. 11:54 to play in the first half. Snap, hold, kick is up. It's got the distance. Does it have the direction? It does not. No good. Newman gets the stop. Chaminade had the ball, 2nd and goal from the 6, and just drove Chaminade backwards over and over again, did the Cardinal Newman defense. No points scored. We remain tied at 0 apiece. 11:49 to play in the second quarter.
Time and time again, the Crusaders turned them away. Like you said, 1st and goal to goal at the 6-yard line. Again, this is the type of game you want to be in with Chaminade. You don't want to get into a scoring fest with them because they score a lot of points. You want to try to keep it close to the vest for 4 quarters and find a way to be around somewhere in the late third, early 4th quarter.
Getting a group chat lighting up for high school football in the area. Ball don't lie. I just received the text because if those fumbles were given to Chaminade, they would have had the football at their own 11. But you know what? Some things just work out as they now take over at their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for Chaminade, for Cardinal Newman, pardon. Jaron Hewley in the shotgun. He's got 2 receivers left side, tight end receiver to the right. Donia in the backfield. Donia will get the give up the middle. Phoenix trying to charge forward, but it'll only gain 1 yard. The Lions defense was there to stifle him in the hole.
Yeah, they're tough defensively up the front. They're through the middle there, so you got to try to get on the edge of your Cardinal Newman. Again, fake that ball inside, try to get it on the edge with Hewley throwing one of these receivers outside.
Jaden Roper was there on the tackle and the stop. He is a force to be reckoned with. Over 100 tackles on the season and averaging about a tackle for loss per game in 2025. 2nd down and 9 from the 21. Line to gain is the 30. Jaron Hewley in the shotgun with 2 receivers split out wide on either side of the spread formation. Donia in the backfield to his right. Motioning over the slot man from the right side. Play action pass. Mosley on the catch, and he's dragging the tackler forward to the 25. It'll be 3rd down and 5 coming up for Newman.
You force them to defend the entire field if you're Cardinal Newman. That's the one way that you can neutralize this defense because, again, they're tough up the middle. You just got to find out what are they built, how they built on the outside of this defense.
3rd down and 5. Whole playbook open here for Jack Daniels' Cardinal Newman offense. Hewley in the shotgun. Everyone condensed close to the center. 2 receivers on both sides, but they're not far away from the offensive line. Donia in the backfield to the left of Jaron Hewley on 3rd and 5. Mosley in motion. They pop it out to him quick on a sweep across the 25, trying to find the edge. Mosley gets the HSS 1st down. Needed 5, got 6. HSS 1st down to keep the drive alive.
That's the one way to do it offensively. If you're going to get on the edge of this defense, you're going to have some success. But inside, they're stout. So you got to find a way to get Mosley the ball in space, move him around different formations, and try to get it on the edge.
Technically a forward pass there from Jaron Hewley where it's essentially a jet sweep coming across. Mosley gets the conversion. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman. No score in this one. 10-15 to play in the second quarter. In the shotgun, Hewley's got 2 receivers split out wide to the right side. Kirkpatrick, the tight end on the right. It's going to be a quarterback run. Left side, Hewley's got space. There goes Jaron Hewley across midfield. 30, 25, 20, 15, end zone. Touchdown, Cardinal Newman. 69 yards to the house, and Newman strikes first.
Well, that's the dimension he brings. Again, just the ability to read defensively. If you go down toward the running backs, he's going to pull it every time. Did that 2 times last week. Both touchdowns.
First carry of the game for Jaron Hewley was a bulldozing car crash of a 10-yard carry when he put the defense on his back. He did it that way, and his most recent carry of the game was a 69-yard just drag race down the near sideline. On for the point after, you have Parks. Snaps high, holds good. The kick is up, and it is good. Newman on top, 7-zip. 10:05 to play in the first half. Newman strikes first. We'll stay here on ESPN 106.3 with a word from Land Rover Palm Beach. You can lease the brand new 2026 Range Rover Velar P250S or check out the bold and rugged 2025 Defender 110 P300S. Whether you're heading to the game or cruising to the beach, Land Rover Palm Beach has a luxury SUV to match your lifestyle. Stop by today. Stop by today. They're located on Okeechobee Boulevard, just past the Turnpike, or you can take a virtual test drive at LandRoverPalmBeach.com. And hey, if you spot an athlete lighting it up on the field with a Player of the Week worthy performance on the court or on the field, slide into our DMs at ESPN West Palm and let us know. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond. 7-0 Newman after Jaron Hewley goes 69 yards to the house on a quarterback run.
You know, I'm watching Tamaris Campbell on number 0 for Chaminade-Madonna. He's the middle linebacker. Most tackles on the team of anybody this year. He's going back and forth with the coaches because there was a miscommunication there defensively that allowed Hewley to go down the sideline. But again, he has a lot of speed, so if you let him get to the next level for your defense, you don't have anybody that can catch him.
Newman not playing scared, playing like they've played in 9 consecutive state championship games as they punch the big guy in the face, and now the defense will take the field after this ball is kicked deep, returnable from the 1-yard line across the 15-20. A lot of space there. Williams across the 30 and brought down Amari Stevens gets brought down at the 34. Contact after the play. Cooler heads prevail. No penalty flags are tossed. 1st and 10, Chaminade-Madonna, and they will set up shop at their own 34.
You know, offensively, you think about it, they got all the way down to the 6-yard line, but Newman, that bend but don't break defensively. Again, good job there by the Crusaders of getting off the field, forcing a field goal. When they missed the field goal, did Chaminade-Madonna. Now they got to come back here after a big offensive drive and play defense again.
So Hewley off the field defensively here. We saw him taking snaps in the first quarter, not on the field after that touchdown run. Leonard hands the football off up the middle. A lot of space there across. Jackson across the 20, 50, 40, 45, 30, 25, 20, and brought out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big carry that time for Chaminade-Madonna. Lee Prince Jr., the junior running back, gives the Chaminade offense a well-needed momentum swinging burst to set them up with a red zone possession on the first play from scrimmage of their drive.
That's a good answer. That's why I say you can't keep playing with emotion. You got to play with fundamentals because, again, they're going to answer. Chaminade's going to answer time and time again. The question is, when do you answer defensively? What do you do in order to stop that?
Timeout call brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by Vitacost. We'll stay right here because a good place to go if maybe you are a Cardinal Newman fan who is here in the stadium but wants to take in the ESPN West Palm broadcast. I'll tell you what you should do on the way home. Stop at Duffy's. Duffy's Sports Grill, a proud supporter of ESPN West Palm High School game day. Duffy's once again voted the best sports grill with their award-winning burgers and wings, plus weekday lunch deals, including the Duffy's Double Play starting at just $7.99. Also, make sure you sign up for free to get your Duffy's MVP card and start earning those awesome rewards today. They've got over 80 TVs in each location, so you never miss a minute of the game or the biggest fights. Any big event, Duffy's got it all. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on. 1st and 10 from the Newman 12. Chaminade has the football down 7-0, and they've got 1st and 10 at the plus 12.
You know, Newman's going to dedicate a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage to try to stop this run. Cooper's one of the best in the country, so they're going to try to play real tough defensively inside.
Before this first down snap is executed, there is a flag down in the end zone. Oftentimes you see that for a delay of game.
Too many men on the field. You got 100 people on the field.
Too many men on the field for Cardinal Newman. They halt that play for safety reasons, and that'll be a 2nd down and 5 from the 7.
13 people on the field. I don't know how that happened. Hey, they're trying to stop him, right?
Yeah, everyone wants to take part in a red zone stop defensively. 1st down and 5 from the 7. It's a handoff up the middle. Cooper the give. Cooper gets wrapped up at the 4, and he's just holding on for dear life to the football. First man, though, made the wrap-up, and Hewley's back in the game. He was in on the tackle, and next guy, number 2, 3, and 4 were ripping at the ball to try to get a turnover. It's 2nd down and 2 from the 4.
Yeah, keep Hewley on the sideline if you're Newman. Again, he's your most important asset offensively because he's that signal caller that can change the game at any time. So, again, make these guys accountable. You got enough guys on your team to stop them defensively. You got to find a way to get it done.
Hewley off the field defensively. 9:10 to play in the first half. 7-0 Chaminade trails. Chaminade has the football. Design, run, Cooper on the Wildcat, trucking forward the Texas Cyanee. It's a load to bring down. It takes a village. A village is there, and they hit him at the 2. That's where the spot of the football is going to go, to the 2-yard line, which will be enough for a first down if that does hold. And that will be an HSS first down. First and goal from the 2-yard line. They went the Wildcat, direct snap to Cooper. It looks like he's back there once again. Cooper, same thing, running forward. Cooper at the 1. Cooper gets close. Is he in on first and goal? No ruling yet. Down at the 1, down at the half-yard line. It's second and goal from that spot. Hurrying up is Chaminade. They're going to do it again. Cooper, right side and in for 6. Touchdown Chaminade. 8:25 to play in this first half. It's Cardinal Newman 7, Chaminade 6 with the point after pending.
Yeah, running tempo within, trying to get Newman in a position where they're not ready defensively. Good job there by Chaminade of hurrying up the game and speeding it up, and that's what they do offensively to you.
And sometimes when you've got a longhorn running back literally in the backfield, you can kind of just almost out-talent and just force your will when you're given essentially 7 chances at it with where the down and distance was. Yeah. Chaminade are going to roll the dice, and eventually he'll break through, and Cooper did just there. On for the point after side dance. Been perfect on the season from this range. It's up, and it is good. Tie ball game at Pitbull Stadium. 7-7 with 8:25 to play in the first half. Newman going to get the football back with 8:25 to play in this second quarter. Mott's Plus by Messi is hydration plus more. A beverage like no other, made to give everyone, not just the elite athletes, an extra boost of positivity and inspiration every day. Created by Leo Messi, Mott's Plus delivers a balanced blend of electrolytes with natural flavors, no artificial sweeteners or colors, no caffeine with only 1 gram of cane sugar, plus vitamins and more. No compromise on quality ingredients with that amazing Mott's Plus by Messi taste. Floridians can purchase Moss Plus by Messi at Walmart, or just go online at mossbymessi.com. Newman going to get the football back. 8:25 to play in the first half. It's all tied up at 7 apiece.
So far, so good if you're Cardinal Newman. Again, keeping it close to the vest. You don't want to allow Chaminade to get a huge lead on you and you become one-dimensional. You've got to find a way offensively to stay on the field. Use your offense pretty much as your best defense today.
All video highlights are posted on X at ESPN Top 63. We're doing a great job of pumping out the video and audio highlights so you can see what I just described to you on X about a couple of minutes after it happens in real time. Chaminade kicks it deep, and it'll go out the back of the end zone. An absolute bomb that goes into the crowd, essentially, by Sidan that time. Maybe working out a little bit of frustrations with the opening missed field goal there with that right leg of his. So Cardinal Newman will start at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, that was a heck of a kick there. Again, that would have kicked it, like you said, almost at the back of the end zone. Again, defensively, if you're Chaminade, you realize that Hewley is going to run the ball. So you got to play defense there. But on the side of Cardinal Newman, I like the adjustments that they made so far. Get the ball on the edge. Don't try to run up the middle too much. Keep them honest by going up the middle, but don't try to live in the middle.
1st and 10 from the 20. Newman getting the football back. They scored a 69-yard touchdown run from Jaron Hewley their last time on the field to open up the scoring in this game. Hewley's got both backs in the backfield with him, and some early movement blows his play dead. Cardinal Newman was a little bit too anxious to get that started, and they will be starting at the 15 with 1st and 15 instead.
Yeah, the band from Chaminade's playing when Newman has the football, and that's what bands do. That's what they do. They do what you do it when you're on offense. But, again, you got to listen to the cadence if you're inside, because the quarterback is talking to you. You got to move in rhythm.
Great point there, Coach, with the band just kicking off, and that's could have triggered the false start. Who's to say? Sumter in motion out of the backfield. It's a quarterback run. Jaron Hewley stumbles forward, gains 2 yards. 2nd down and 13. Sportsmanship is having pride in your school, your team, yourself. Sportsmanship, respect for the game and those who play it. The Florida High School Athletic Association reminds you to take on the responsibility of good sportsmanship. Play strong, play hard, play fair. Message provided by ESPN West Palm and the FHSAA, if you weren't to guess. 8 minutes to play in the first half. Newman with the football, 2nd down and 13. They've got the ball at the 17, line to gains the 30. Hewley has got 2 receivers on both sides. He drops back to pass. Throws it across the middle. It's caught. No, popped in the air and incomplete. Big hit laid down on the intended target, Ethan Hollins. He caught the ball for a moment and then got clobbered with the ball popping in the air.
Yeah, again, that's how you come up if you're Angelo Smith and you play safety. He's a junior. Put a big lick there. Again, coming up from the safety position, ball's inside. You put your helmet right where the football is, and you get it out of there.
Really nice tackle, really good clean hit. That wasn't even questionable. Like you said, biting the ball. No head-to-head contact, no contact with the upper body whatsoever to Holland to force that ball free. 3rd down and 13. Line to gains the 30. It's a passing down for Newman. We'll see what Hewley's got.
That's where you got to be careful. You're Cardinal Newman. Don't throw it in space. These guys are ball hawks. They're going to try to get the football. Be careful with the football here for Hewley.
Adam Balagun Ali split out wide to the left side. Hewley in the shotgun. Drops back to pass. The right-handed quarterback's pressure in his face. Rolling to his left. Eyes down the field trying to find the corner. And he'll get brought down for no gain at the 12. 4th down and 13 coming up, and Newman will be forced to punt this one away.
That's what that guy I was just telling you about, Tamaris Campbell. Again, he goes from sideline to sideline. Made about 20-plus tackles last week against Trinity. He's their ball hawk defensively in the middle of that defense.
So Hewley will be back on the field to punt this one away. Back deep to return is Jason Lopez, the Florida State University signee. We did see Lopez catch a touchdown in the Kickoff Classic when Chaminade came to our neck of the woods and took on West Boca. Right side, Hewley motions out a couple of protectors, Donia and Sumter, and Hewley's going to kick this one away and gets hit on an Aussie kick. It'll bounce at the 34 and check up there. Great field position coming for Chaminade-Madonna. 37-yard line, they're in plus territory. Just a big misstep there from Chaminade, or from Cardinal Newman.
Well, the punter is usually protected, but when he runs and goes to the side, now he's a runner. So you don't know if he's going to run the ball or punt the ball. That's why the officials allowed it to go. Because if he just stood in his position, he could have punted the ball down the field. But because he took a couple steps to the right, they consider him to be a runner.
So you take the good with the bad with the good. You love to have the threat of Hewley to get a bonus possession there, but you also leave him vulnerable. And the hit impacted the kick. If Hewley had time, that ball is probably 30 or 40 yards deeper down the field, but instead, the Lions offense takes over at the 37-yard line in plus territory. Ball's loose in the ground, fumbled handoff. Newman jumps on top of it. Crusaders football at the 39-yard line. Just a fumble transaction for Chaminade-Madonna. No one from Newman forced it out, but jumping on it like a pot of gold were the Crusaders.
Again, all that penetration defensively, getting in the backfield, wreaking havoc on this Chaminade offense. Again, had trouble running the ball last week. A lot of guys around the football there, and Newman was able to get it as it came out.
Rights to the broadcast of this state championship game in Class 1A, FHSAA Football Championship, granted to ESPN West Palm with the Florida High School Athletic Association, intended solely for the enjoyment of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Florida High School Athletic Association is prohibited. And while we're at it, got to get through these, Coach.
Yes, sir.
I would skip it if I could. Today's game in the 2025 FHSAA Class 1A Football Championship, sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with a membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida's student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in an educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, you hear about them, they're building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship. 1st and 10 for Newman at the 39. Hewley in the shotgun, motions over Mosley. Handoff, Donia right side, hitting the backfield, and he will go down with a short gain of 1, max 2 yards, 2nd and long.
You go back to that play for Chaminade. Lee Prince Jr., he came through the line of scrimmage. He didn't expect to get the football. He's just taking a fake there. He put it on the ground. Again, uncharacteristic for Chaminade. But last week they had 2 turnovers against Trinity. like a student in the principal's office all year. You know he's going to get on the holidays? Nothing. They gave up nothing. So you've got to be able to capitalize here if you're Cardinal Newman.
2nd down and 9 from the 40. Line to gain the 49-yard line, just short of midfield. Hewley hands off Donia, left side, following his blockers across the 45 and brought down to the 46. Very patient was Phoenix Donia there in that carry to make it 3rd down and 3.
You're used to seeing him go through the line of scrimmage very quickly, but as you mentioned, patience on that by Donia because there were a lot of guys around. He was able to fight his way through 1 or 2 tacklers and get a couple of yards on that play.
3rd down and 3 for Cardinal Newman. You know, if they get 2 yards here, it might be 4-down territory. We shall see. Hewley with a hard count. No one jumps in the neutral zone. Hewley resets, looks towards his sideline. 5:21 to tied up at 7 apiece. Thanks for joining us here live on ESPN 106.3, the home for high school sports coverage across Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. And a flag comes out. There might be a delay of game if a timeout did not get in time, but there is a timeout called by Cardinal Newman before the delay of game. So we will also take a timeout, brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by Vitacost. 3rd down and 3 from Newman's own 46. We'll be right back on ESPN 106.3.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Where we're coming to your city.
3rd and 3 from their own 46. 2 receivers to the left side. The slot man's Leslie Mosley. Kirkpatrick tight end on the right side. Mosley in motion. They fake it to him. Hewley the run. Left side gets the edge. Gets the HSS first down to move the chains. Flag out at the end of the play, however. That flag came out very late where it might be a hold downfield.
Yeah, hold against Newman. They got him on the edge there at the last moment. But as you said earlier, you got to keep the ball in Hewley's hand. He's going sideline to sideline, which is great. You got to give him at least 10, 12, 15 carries per game to keep this defense honest.
So we'll see where exactly that penalty took place, and that will determine where the spot of the football on this new 3rd down snap will take place. It's a hold against Cardinal Newman, and they're going to do 10 yards from the 50-yard line, it looks like, as they're going to walk it off. And yes, spot the football at the 40. So a little bit of yardage there saved by Newman. They'll have 3rd and 9 from the 40. Line of gain is that very same 49-yard line. Trips right. Mosley the lone man on the island on the left side. Circle at the bottom of your screen, Leslie Mosley. Jaron Hewley takes a snap, looking to pass. Looking left. It's a screen, but it's incomplete to Phoenix Donia. Pass was just off target, and Donia didn't have a chance to haul it in. 4th down and 9 coming up. In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington, learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better. Hewley now back to punt on a more conventional size in a punt formation. Good snap, the catch is made, and it's kicked away with some backspin. Will go out of bounds. Not Hewley's finest. It hits the tent over the Chaminade bench. But there is a flag down in the offensive backfield of Cardinal Newman. It will be good field position for Chaminade, as they're going to talk this over before they spot the football, or at least they might be at the 48, just short of midfield.
Yeah, kind of went off the side of his foot there. He tried to get the most of it and just kind of shanked it and kicked it off to the side. No pressure on him. Normally, as you said, he normally gets a great punt off.
Yeah, still deliberating on what exactly the penalty is. If you're an optimist and you're a Cardinal Newman fan, maybe someone on the D line of Chaminade got their hands up high. If you're a pessimist, you're probably thinking a hold by the offensive line to prevent a punt block situation. We saw how much pressure that Chaminade got on Cardinal Newman on their previous punt. Well, it doesn't matter if you're an optimist or a pessimist. This will be the decision being announced by the White Hat at the 50-yard line. 4:54 to play in the first half, all tied. It's a hold against Chaminade. Very interesting there. So that lessens the pain of the bad kick. And you think you probably, can you re-kick on that one, Coach? Or no,
it happened, during the play, so play had already taken place, so the change of possession is done. It happened during the change of possession is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the ball was all the way down the field. They were holding, trying to keep the guy, preventing him from getting there.
Okay, so instead of, which would have been exceptional field position for Chaminade, like they had previous possession, it'll be a little bit more easier pill to swallow and a easier task for the defense of Cardinal Newman, as Chaminade will start at their own 38-yard line, which Cardinal Newman's going to take it with that punt, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Under 5 to play in the first half. Chaminade with the football in a tie ball game, all tied up at 7 apiece. Leonard in the shotgun, dropping back to pass. Rolling to his right, the lefty throws it near sideline. It's caught. Is his foot in bounds? No! Lopez made the catch, but Lopez's right foot hit the white chalk, and it's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, the fans from Chaminade are looking up at the big jumbotron because it looked like he got his foot down.
Ooh, it's so close.
That was close. Woo.
They only have one angle on it, and it's inconclusive. I will say, from the naked eye, and not just because it's West Palm Beach's very own Cardinal Newman, I think he might have been out of bounds.
Yeah.
I think the right call was made there. Handoff, Cooper up the middle, and Cooper gets erased. In the backfield, he stretches the football forward to the 39. It'll be 3rd down and 9. There is a down offensive lineman for Chaminade-Madonna. As going to need some medical assistance is Akeem Atahorchua. The senior offensive lineman is getting looked at by the Lions medical professionals. Did you hear? The Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans is coming up the road at the beautiful, the spectacular, the darn near perfect FAU Stadium. Or you would probably say that after coming to today's state championship game. It is the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, and we've got our teams. It's Louisville versus Toledo. 2 o'clock. December 23rd at Flagler Credit Union Stadium in Boca Raton. That's right, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans has a brand new name. It's going to be exceptional, a fun time. Tickets are on sale now, BocaRatonBowl.com. BocaRatonBowl.com. It's its 12th year showcasing top college football action. You know, Louisville beat 2 teams that are in the college football playoff. Yeah, you got to be there to enjoy all of the action. December 23rd, 2 p.m., Flagler Credit Union Stadium in Boca Raton, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans. And there is still an injury timeout right now for the down Chaminade-Madonna Lions. So I'll tell you that if you're a snowbird listening right now, you got to listen up and listen clear. Welcome back to South Florida. It's time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. Get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, the toasts begin, you celebrate the holidays. Make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water, hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. The holidays are stressful enough as it is. Let the experts at Culligan worry about your water so you don't have to. Have the peace of mind. Or, fellas, if you're still looking for a gift for your special lady, trust me, get a Culligan water system. You won't regret it. Schedule your free water test today. Visit Culligan.com. Culligan.com. Or just say, hey, Culligan man. Then get a Culligan water, and every single partner that you hear spoken about during the state championship game, because ESPN West Palm simply would not be able to cover local high school athletics across Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast without our wonderful partners. 3rd down and 9 for Chaminade. They've got the football on their own 44, on the own 39. Line to gain is the 43. Leonard looking to throw the deep ball across the middle, and he overthrows his target. Incomplete pass. 4th and 9 coming up. Cardinal Newman gets the stop.
You know, I understand the mindset of Jack Daniels, why he has Hewley back as a safety, because he's the fastest thing on the field. You saw that on a long touchdown run. But again, be careful. They're kind of giving him a snap count. So be careful how many plays you put him back, because, again, there's a lot going on with Chaminade, and they're throwing the ball down the field. You want to try to protect him.
4th down and 9, and they will be punting this one away. Will Chaminade. Noah Dan back deep in the state championship game in Class 1A. He's got a big leg. We saw him on the kickoff, kick it into the crowd. Punting from the 25. Heavy pressure. Nearly getting home was the pump block team of Cardinal Newman, but it gets away. Dan gets it all the way to the 24, and that is where Cardinal Newman will take over. Unreturnable ball, and Newman gets the football in a tie ball game. 4:05 to play in the first half. Cardinal Newman 7, Chaminade-Madonna 7.
If you're Cardinal Newman, you're thinking this way. Listen, we got 2 shots at this, right? So let's try to get a score here before the end of the half. We get the ball coming back out in the second half, and I'm wondering at some point, when are they going to take a shot down the field? That will force these defensive backs, even if you don't complete it, to at least respect the deep pass if you're Cardinal Newman.
1st and 10 from the 24. Cardinal Newman takes over in the tie ball game here on ESPN 106.3 on the FM dial, the ESPN West Palm YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Light up the chat. We appreciate your support of local high school athletics. Hewley takes the snap, hands it off. Phoenix Donia up the middle, and the JMU commit barrels forward for a 5-yard gain. Make it a 4-yard gain. It's 2nd down and medium.
He's a load to bring down as Phoenix Donia, because once he gets his shoulders going north and south, it's kind of hard to tackle him. So he's going to get 1 or 2 extra yards every time he touches the football.
2nd and 6 for Newman. Clock reads 3:42 to play in the first half. Hewley takes a snap, gives it to Donia again up the middle. Donia again gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but then Donia, copy-paste, drives forward to make a gain out of nothing. It's 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 31-yard line. Line to gain is the 34.
So I've got everybody in tight. Twin sets, they're real tight. I'm going to keep faking that ball in there from Newman, and all of a sudden I'm going to pull it out and throw it down the field if I can get them to lure them in and look in the backfield.
3:10 to play in the first half. Hewley in the shotgun. Receiver to the left, 2 receivers to the right. Mosley's the man at the top of the screen. Kirkpatrick in a tight end on the left side. Donia gets the carry once again. Donia fights forward, and it looks like he got the HSS first down. Needed 3, got 4. Mark him down to the 35. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman. And you know, Coach, that's 3 consecutive runs by Phoenix Donia where Jaron Hewley had the option to pull it out and run it himself. In a game as important as this, where we already had Jaron Hewley run a ball for 69 yards and a score,
yes, sir,
it would be easy to imagine a 17, 18-year-old kid to try to put the Superman cape on and maybe favor himself in the situations, but Hewley's not. He's reading the defense and taking what they're giving. Empty set. Hewley in the shotgun, motions over Mosley. Mosley does not get the carry. Hewley trips and falls. It was a read option. He could have handed it off to Mosley or could have kept it himself on a power up the middle. Hewley kept it himself, gained 2 yards, but could have had a lot more. It's 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Mosley, like most fans, he look at it after the fact, and he's going in motion, and he's looking in front of him. He says, nobody's out there. Give me the football, little quarterback. But no, on that play, Hewley kept it, got a couple of yards up the middle.
Trips right, 2 receivers left. Another empty set here for quarterback Jaron Hewley. Senior quarterback, signee to West Virginia University. Had an explosive game in the state semis to get Newman here. Mosley in motion again. This time, Mosley drops the football, picks it back up, and avoids disaster and gains 1 yard. Wow, the hand-eye coordination of Leslie Mosley to not cough that football up to Chaminade. Dodging bullets that time was Cardinal Newman. It's now 3rd down and 7.
Somebody in West Palm Beach is living right, because let me tell you something, that ball usually bounces the other way. Again, if they scoop it and score and go the other way, it's a touchdown.
Brian Junius, the strong safety senior, just laid the boom on Leslie Mosley simultaneously as to when Mosley was picking up his own fumble. I don't know how that ball wasn't jarred loose again, but the senior Mosley keeps the drive alive with a 3rd and 7 coming up after I tell you about Safebound Moving and Storage. Not all moves reflect your lifestyle. At Safebound Luxury, we provide white glove services tailored for high-end homes, fine art, and designer furnishings. Our expert team ensures every piece is packed, transported, and placed with precision and care. If you're relocating a residence that deserves more than just a basic move, schedule your private consultation today at safeboundluxury.com to experience the difference. It's not just a move, this is the art of moving. And for the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including results of all rounds, the 2025 FHSAA Football Championships, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of Florida High School Athletic Association, www.fhsaa.com. Catch live on-demand postseason coverage, Florida high school sports at www.nfhsnetwork.com. Brought to you by the NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA. 3rd down and 7. Newman with the football. Got to get to the 45. Hewley dropping back to pass. It's a screen pass. Donia does not haul it in. It was thrown behind him. They've run that play twice, once to either side, and both times Hewley did not quite put the football on Donia's chest. It's an incomplete pass, 4th and 7.
Yeah, you're running back, you got to put it right on him. Hit him right in between the 2 and the 4 because, again, his catch radius isn't like a wide receiver. You can't throw it out wide too far. He's going to drop that every time. So tight ends and running backs really got to understand you got to put it right on him.
So Hewley checks out. Instead, they're going to have special teamer, punter, and now kicker extraordinaire, Nathaniel Parks on to punt. They don't really use him that often as a punter. Snap's a good one, catch is made, but this play's blown dead. Timeout's going to be called by Cardinal Newman with 1:20 to play in the first half. 7-7, all tied up between the Crusaders from West Palm Beach and the Lions of Chaminade-Madonna coming over from Hollywood. It's a sports certified powered by Vitacost timeout. Thank you for joining us here on ESPN West Palm on YouTube. If you haven't yet, I swear I'm not going to beg and plead you all game long, but I will ask you just this. In order to support this free, 100%, totally free audio broadcast, as well as the free video highlights, again, FREE, free video highlights posted to Twitter, X, at ESPN Top 63. The only payment I ask for you in return is to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. That is all you need to do to support local high school football across the great state of Florida. Hit subscribe because you'll not only get more video highlights from this game later on in the day, but you'll get continued extensive high school sports coverage in Florida. 4th down and 7. Parks to punt. Low snap, he catches it and kicks the Sonar one away. No pressure. Chaminade will fair catch it at their own 22.
Yeah, that was a good move by the Crusaders of, insert another punter, getting it a little further, a little higher up in the air. Don't allow them to get a return on because, again, 2 turnovers by Chaminade. And Newman hasn't scored on either one of those. So that's going to be interesting down the road. That's just what they did last week against Trinity. They gave the ball away twice. They didn't allow them to score any points.
And some of the schools on Cardinal Newman are playing for state championships or in the state semis that we talked about before. Some of the schools, we'll say, haven't. And you can kind of play with your food and use Jaron Hewley as that one-man wrecking crew as a punter, a fake here and there. Everything. Chaminade, they are not food to be played with. Carry up the middle, gets buried in the hole, and eventually brought down at the 23 is where they'll mark the spot. So, the 24-yard line, rather. It's a solid gain of 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 coming up for Chaminade. Clock's rolling, 50 seconds to go in the half already. Throw it across the middle, incomplete. There were 4 different Crusaders surrounding the intended target. Stevens, nowhere to put that football, really. It's now 3rd down and 9, 46 seconds to go in this first half.
I'm watching the body language of the coaches from Chaminade, and I've never seen them so animated. I mean, they're all over the place because they're not used to a team playing on this close to the vest, other than maybe West Boca, someone like that. Came in probably underestimating Cardinal Newman a little bit. Newman's doing a great job.
Chaminade's going for it, and they'll throw it incomplete. On the go route near sideline, Jason Lopez is absolutely livid with his freshman quarterback, Malik Leonard. The clock stops with 41 seconds to play in the first half. Cardinal Newman has one timeout remaining, and they can really make something happen here and try to get any points going into the halftime break to try to take a lead. They will get the football back out of halftime. Remember that too. Leslie Mosley back deep to return. When you get him in space with the football, watch out. He's got track star speed. Sidan to punt from his own 9-yard line. We'll see if Newman sends pressure here to try to get a block. They do. Snap. The kick is away. It's a low-line drive. Returnable from Mosley at his own 31. He must have waved fair catch very early in the punt, and the clock stops with 36 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, he had room there. I didn't realize how much room he had, because had he been able to get that football and go around the right side, there was no one there. You got to see it if you're Mosley. Made a mistake on that, but at least he possessed the football.
Certainly so. So Cardinal Newman has the football at their own 31-yard line. You've coached against Jack Daniels before. How aggressive do you think he's going to get here in a game this big with one timeout at their own 31, 36 seconds to play with?
I think he'll be aggressive here because he trusts his quarterback, and his offense is doing very well here. He's got to get the ball down the field at some point, so Mosley is that option. You got him in the slot, so they can't jam him. You can try to send him on a wheel route up the sideline to try to get a big play for this offense.
Kirkpatrick, the tight end to the right side. On that very same side, two receivers split outside for Jaron Hewley. Donnie in the backfield. It is going to be a quarterback run. Hewley bouncing it across the 30, and he goes out of bounds backwards. And they do stop the clock with 30 seconds. I apologize. I don't know the official rule in high school if you're going out of bounds while forced out of bounds, if they wind the clock or if they just call you out of bounds. But they do stop the clock with 30 seconds to go in the first half. It'll now be 2nd down and 13 on the unsuccessful quarterback run.
Jack said, Jimmy Bell, you don't know who I'm playing against, do you? I'm not going to take that chance throwing the ball down the field.
Two receivers left on the short side of the field, ball on the left hash, tight end receiver to the right side for Hewley. Another carry, Donia up the middle this time, and Donia gets brought down at the 30-yard line. No timeouts remain for Chaminade-Madonna, so they're just going to wind this clock, I imagine, and take the football into the locker room with a tie ball game at 7 apiece. And that will be the case. If you just look at it on paper, looking at history, you see Chaminade on one side and you see a football program that has never been in, let alone won a state championship game, and you might think it's David versus Goliath. But the Cardinal Newman Crusaders are showing it's anything but that, going toe-to-toe, nose-to-nose with the Dynasty in Class 1A in the state championship game. At the Safebound Moving and Storage halftime break, it's Cardinal Newman 7, Chaminade-Madonna 7, here on ESPN 106.3. We will recap the first half, react to the first half, preview the second half, next on the Safebound Moving and Storage halftime report on ESPN 106.3.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Mas Plus by Messi is hydration plus more. A beverage like no other made to give everyone an extra boost of positivity and inspiration every day. Created by Lil Messi, Mas Plus delivers a balanced blend of electrolytes with natural flavors, no artificial sweeteners or colors, no caffeine and only 1 gram of cane sugar, plus vitamins with no compromise on quality ingredients. Floridians can purchase Mas Plus by Messi at key retailers across Florida or online at masbymessi.com.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
F45 Training West Palm Beach offers functional group fitness classes reimagined. Sign up for F45 today and visit their West Palm Beach location. Featuring high-intensity group workouts that are fast, fun, and results-driven, F45 always has the right workout for you. Not to mention, it takes just 45 minutes. Visit F45training.com today to find a studio near you and officially join the F45 Training family. F45, team training, life-changing.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
The countdown to kickoff is on, and the road to the national championship runs through Miami. Don't miss the ultimate New Year's Day celebration. The college football playoff quarterfinal at the Capital One Orange Bowl kicks off at Hard Rock Stadium on Thursday, January 1st at noon. The Capital One Orange Bowl. History happens here. For tickets, visit orangebowl.org.
Hey Florida drivers, the holiday season is upon us. When celebrating, always plan ahead and know all your options. If you drink, don't get behind the wheel. Instead, designate a sober driver or catch a ride service. And if you are the designated sober driver, commit to staying sober. Besides, a DUI could cost you $10,000. Not exactly the best gift you could give yourself. Celebrate responsibly and remember to drive sober or get pulled over. This message brought to you by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Welcome on back to South Dade Kia Field at Pitbull Stadium. It is the Class 1A state championship game, FHSAA action before us on ESPN 106.3 on the worldwide free ESPN South Florida app and on YouTube. ESPN West Palm on YouTube. My name's Christian Catt, of course, joined by the coach Jimmy Bell for this state championship game in 1A, where Cardinal Newman is all tied up with Chaminade-Madonna at 7 apiece. We saw Jaron Hewley take it to the house from 69 yards out, and we saw Derek Cooper burrow his way in for a 1-yard score to have our 2 scores in this game. But if you only look at the scoring plays, you miss a massive chunk of this game as to why the score is as it is, and the turnover battle. We saw Cardinal Newman force 2 turnovers on Chaminade-Madonna. They have not scored points on those possessions, Coach.
Yeah, if I'm Jack Daniels, that'll be a big concern for me, because you got to turn those into some opportunities, whether it's to kick a field goal or a touchdown. And that's the same thing Chaminade did last week against Trinity. They gave the ball away twice, but they didn't give up any points. So, you know, you got to be able to answer those sudden changes if you're Cardinal Newman.
Certainly do, and Chaminade did miss a field goal of 32 yards. That is why, among many other reasons, why they do not have a lead in this game. And quarterback for Cardinal Newman, Jaron Hewley, has not really been airing the football out and throwing the ball deep. A very conservative offensive attack that we saw in the first 24 minutes of play that you and I were speaking during the break and thinking, maybe Cardinal Newman is just banking on 1, 2, or 3 of those plays that we saw that went 69 yards for a touchdown run that are just powers that they have next-level speed in order to fuel their drives and not necessarily taking those risks over the top. It's a very interesting attack that we've seen so far.
Well, if I'm Jack Daniels, my every move is going to be a calculated step, right, to bring me closer. I've got to get the ball down the field, because even if I don't complete the pass, that's going to force the defensive backs to not come up and try to play in the box to stop our running game. So I've got to get the ball down the field, just take Mosley, put him in the slot, run him on the wheel route, get him up the sideline. Hey, he catches it, fine. If not, again, the defense has to respect it at least.
What have you seen that the Cardinal Newman defense has been able to do to really contain Chaminade-Madonna to the likes of no one that we have seen in the state of Florida this year so far, including the reigning state champion and the finalists in the state this year, West Boca, containing that Chaminade offense?
Well, they played inspired football. They've dedicated a lot of guys to within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage, but they're not missing a lot of tackles. So, again, that's how you have to play. That's how Trinity stopped this running game last week. Cooper was a guy that they bottled up. Again, they gave the ball to Jackson as they did here, and he had a big run on Cardinal Newman. Jackson did the same thing to Trinity last week. So just, you know, that pace of playing defensively, playing inspired football is what has kept Newman alive here in the first half. You got to do more of that in the second half.
The 1-2 punch, if you want to call it that, off either edge of Ty Kirkpatrick, Cooper Clark, and, of course, Auburn signee Adam Balagoon Ali have been a force to be reckoned with in the state of Florida all year long. And you have seen this Cardinal Newman defense play inspired, as you mentioned before. We saw Chaminade in the Kickoff Classic, which feels like an eternity ago in the preseason when they took on West Boca. And West Boca is known for having a defense that is unbelievable. We heard after the game that Chaminade was not even they were truly treating it like a preseason game. You see, schools around the area will treat it like a regular game these days. No, they put in their starting quarterback only in the fourth quarter in that game, and yet Chaminade's offense was able to control that game against that vaunted West Boca team. Cardinal Newman not allowing anything of the source in this one. A couple of calls did not go Cardinal Newman's way early on with controversial fumble in the red zone. It ended up not mattering after the missed field goal. But we have had one heck of a first half of the one game of 3 of teams in Palm Beach County and in the Treasure Coast that will be playing in this building for state championships. Tomorrow we will see West Boca in action against West Broward at 12:30 kickoff. And then on Saturday at 7:30, you have Vero Beach trying to win their first championship since 1981 against Lake Mary. But that's in the future. This is right now. At halftime of the HSS Game of the Week, supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, is the Cardinal Newman Crusaders, all tied up with Chaminade-Madonna, 7-7 on ESPN West Palm. And thank you to all of our partners that have made high school sports coverage possible. I don't know if you heard about this, but it's massive news about the FHSAA. They're now on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Tweet us, like us, tag us on your social platforms by searching for FHSAA. Keep up with the teams and people who strive to make high school athletics in the state of Florida the best. Be a fan of it all by following on social media FHSAA. They do that, and we cover the best and the brightest across Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast on X, ESPN Top 63. Go to ESPN Top 63 on X. There is a thread with the link to this YouTube channel, ESPN West Palm. Under that link, there is video replay highlights of everything that transpired in this first half. Again, that's on X. If you can't find it, maybe try replies on X at ESPN Top 63. We are posting the video highlights to this Class 1A state championship game. We unfortunately are not able to live stream the video to you. That is not allowed. It's killing me inside that we can't live video broadcast this game as we have been doing all playoff run long, all 2025 long. So we will have to settle for a live audio broadcast where we give you every single play, every tackle, described to you, and then we'll settle for video highlights on X at ESPN Top 63. Go there if you want to see that explosive 69-yard touchdown run from Jaron Hewley that opened up the scoring in this game. We will take another break, and when we come back, second half action. Cardinal Newman, Chaminade-Madonna, all tied up at 7 apiece on the Safebound Moving and Storage halftime report. Don't go anywhere.
All right, let's talk about your game day routine. You've got the jersey, the cooler, the tickets, but what about your ride? Show up looking like a champion with Unlimited Auto Wash Club. With 6 South Florida locations, every membership includes unlimited 100% hand washes, 1 per day, every day. From a quick exterior shine to the ultimate special with wax, Rain-X, and interior touch-ups, Unlimited Auto Wash keeps your car looking its best all season long. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit a location today.
Hi. This is Scott Smith with Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Anna Jar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Mas Plus by Messi is hydration plus more. A beverage like no other made to give everyone an extra boost of positivity and inspiration every day. Created by Lil Messi, Mas Plus delivers a balanced blend of electrolytes with natural flavors, no artificial sweeteners or colors, no caffeine, and only 1 gram of cane sugar, plus vitamins with no compromise on quality ingredients. Floridians can purchase Mas Plus by Messi at key retailers across Florida or online at masbymessi.com.
On Sunday, December 21st, the Palm Beach Kennel Club invites you to be a part of something meaningful, the charity poker tournament for John Martin. Known to so many as J-Mart, it's a chance for our community to come together and show support. Registration begins at 11:30 a.m. with cards in the air at 12:30 inside the PBKC poker tournament area on the second floor. It's a $50 buy-in with $20 rebuys and add-ons during the first break. Half the proceeds go to the prize pool, and the other half goes directly to help with John's medical expenses and his family. Every entry, every donation, every show of support makes a real difference. Your participation helps lift up someone who has made an impact on so many people, and together we can create a moment J-Mart and his family will truly feel. Let's come together and show John Martin, J-Mart, how much he means to all of us. Sunday, December 21st at the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Get details at pbkennelclub.com.
The final fight night of 2025 is here. Brandon Royval versus Manel Kopp. The perfect flyweight showdown to end the year. It's a title eliminator as the winner jumps right back into contention for the belt, while the loser will have a long way back to the top of the mountain. Hopefully the third time's the charm, as the past two times these guys were slated to face each other, Kopp pulled out, which has been his biggest issue in the UFC. But if both fighters make the walk, it's guaranteed to be fireworks. Twin Peaks is your ultimate UFC headquarters for all the big pay-per-view cards and every fight night in between. Enjoy an ice-cold 29-degree draft beer and made-from-scratch favorites from the kitchen as you watch all the fights on one of the big-screen HD TVs. With Twin Peaks is your fight night headquarters, there's never a bad seat in the house. And you get to enjoy all of the fights without a cover. Twin Peaks is your go-to for eats, drinks, and scenic views.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Your ambition just met its match with Robinhood. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Robinhood, the official jersey patch partner of the Miami Heat. All investments involve risk, including loss of principal. Options, futures, and crypto trading carry significant risk and may not suit all investors. Securities offered through Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Futures trading is offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Crypto offered through Robinhood Crypto LLC, NMLS ID 1702840, not FDIC or SIPC protected. Portfolio management offered by Robinhood Strategies, an SEC registered advisor.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Well, we're coming to your city.
Welcome back to the HSS Game of the Week, the HSS Game of the Year in Class 1A, because it is the Class 1A State Championship in FHSAA play on ESPN 106.3, ESPN West Palm on YouTube, on the ESPN South Florida app, and not live, but posted video highlights on X at ESPN Top 63. Cardinal Newman tied with Chaminade-Madonna 7-7 at the Safebound Moving and Storage halftime break. Cardinal Newman will get the football to begin the third quarter. Defensively for Cardinal Newman, leading the team in tackles is Cooper Clark. The sophomore sensation has been everywhere. He has 17 tackles for lost yards. He has been dominant this afternoon. It's kicked deep, and Sumter will let it go to the back of the end zone for a touchback. That's the defensive side of things for Cardinal Newman. On offense, for the rush game, Jaron Hewley leads the team in rushing yards with 97, the longest of which was a 69-yarder with a bulk of that. Phoenix Donia's got 8 carries for 25 yards. So bulk of that offense on that one run for Jaron Hewley. For Chaminade-Madonna, the biggest play of the game was from Lee Prince Jr. He has the most rushing yards for Chaminade, beating Derek Cooper, who has 10 rushes for 40 yards. Prince Jr. has 2 rushes for 55 yards. So those that are tuning in, Longhorn fans I hear are on the audio stream on YouTube. Maybe Cooper gets going in the second half. Who's to say? Mosley in motion from the left slot. It'll be a throw to his direction, caught a line of scrimmage across the 25-yard line and brought down to the 27. A gain of 7 yards on 1st and 10, and one pass play for Cardinal Newman. 2nd and 3 coming up.
Using Mosley, going from left to right in the slot. Again, just makes the defense force them to take a look in the backfield. You want to give that ball inside, you can, but on that play, Newman decided to throw it out in the flat. Got 7 yards on that first down.
2nd down and 3. Mosley had 2 catches in the first half for 10 yards. That's his 3rd. Make it 17 receiving yards. Here's a carry. Donia up the middle. Gets hit hard at the hole and gains nothing on 2nd and 3. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
C-Cat, I'm going to see who makes the in-game adjustment here in the second half. I've said it all year long. Good coaches do it on Monday after they've seen the film, or tomorrow, Friday, after they've seen the film. That's a little too late. The great ones do it during the game and at halftime. We'll see who makes the in-game adjustments here for the second half.
They give Donia 1 yard on that 2nd and 3 run, so it's now 3rd down and 2 from the 28. Hewley with the band to his left in his ear. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right side. Empty set. Hewley motions Donia over. They fake it to him. Throw it. Mosley drops the ball. It's incomplete. It nearly was intercepted by Chaminade-Madonna. It was right in their hands, but it falls harmlessly to the turf. And it's an incomplete pass, 4th and 2.
A little too hot there for Mosley. Threw it outside. Great play call there. But as he was coming back toward Hewley, the ball kind of bounced off, carrying off of him because it was thrown rather hard to him on the outside. Did a great job there playing DB, though.
Man, Sam Brown, the senior DB, had the chance of the year to pick that football off and give the Lions the ball inside the 30-yard line, but he dropped the interception attempt. Hewley on to punt or go for it. We'll see. On 4th and 2 from the 28. Line against the 30. A 2-back set. Sumter to the right. Donia to the left. 2 receivers to the right side. And now they motion up the running backs to the tight end position to protect the punter, Hewley. But a timeout's called before the snap is made. A flag's out by the rear official near the return man, Jason Lopez. Delay of game's going to be called against Newman, and that will now guarantee a punt on 4th and 7.
Well, it's better that they got to delay a game than a timeout. They're probably going to need that a little bit later on. So think about game management. This is going to be a chess match because Newman has done what no one else has done all year long. Held Chaminade-Madonna to 7 points in the first half. So they've got to find a way here in the second half to do much of the same.
Junior Parks on to punts. He catches the snap at the 8, no pressure, so he kicks this one deep. 2 return men back there. It bounces at midfield and will take a sideways roll, a Chaminade roll, and eventually settles up at the 49-yard line. Chaminade takes over at their own 49, 1st and 10 Lions. All tied up, 7 apiece. Chaminade forces a 3 and out to open the 3rd quarter. 10:24 to play in this 3rd quarter.
Well, you know Newman's going to make adjustments if you're Chaminade. They stopped the running game in the first half. Now what adjustments does Chaminade make to Newman? And that's going to be interesting here in the second half. Again, Derek Cooper, 10 carries, 40 yards in the first half. He's the guy that's going to Texas next year. Didn't allow him to break down the field on any long runs.
1st and 10 from the 49. Chaminade with the ball. Leonard motions over a man from the left slot. It's going to be a handoff. Cooper to that left side. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage, charges forward for a 4-yard gain to set up 2nd and 6. But Newman is getting penetration. They are holding Cooper in check so far, but there's a long way to go with 22 minutes to play.
Yeah, they have because, as you mentioned, because of that penetration, again, getting guys around the football. And the most important thing, they aren't missing tackles when they get in the backfield.
Trips left, throwing it to that left side, wipes your screen, and a big hit in the backfield. Leslie Mosley lowers the boom for a couple-of-yard loss. It's 3rd down and 8 coming up with a senior leader. Leslie Mosley makes the tackle. He can do it on offense. He can do it on special teams, and now he did it on defense.
You know, most guys, when they come up from the secondary, all they're trying to do is jam the receiver. Mosley went right through the receiver, around him, and as you said, made a big tackle on that play.
3rd down and 8. Ball at the 49-yard line just past midfield. Line to gain is the 41. Freshman quarterback, the left-hander Malik Leonard in the shotgun, claps his hands, takes a snap, look to pass across the middle. It's caught by Lopez. HSS 1st down, and he's brought down inside the 40-yard line to the 35. 1st and 10, Chaminade-Madonna.
Well, they got Mosley on him inside in the slot. He made a great move there, gave an outside jab move to Mosley. He thought he was going outside, and then he went across his face, and they hit him, did Leonard, on a slant pattern there across the middle.
1st and 10 from the 35, Chaminade. Deeper and deeper into Cardinal Newman territory. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. And now it flags out. Chaminade is counting up the guys on the field right now, and they've got 12 men in white. And that is an illegal substitution for Cardinal Newman. 5 extra yards given to Chaminade. It is now 1st down and 5 from the 30.
You know, that's what happens when you got a lot of guys rotating in and out. They're not communicating with one another, aren't the Crusaders? And again, you get an extra guy on the field. The officials are trying to count it up every time.
Leonard in the shotgun on 1st and 5. It's a handoff. Derek Cooper bursting through the hole across the line of gain for an HSS 1st down. Dragging tacklers inside the 15, and he just won't go down. A big gain for Texas signee Derek Cooper inside to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Chaminade.
You can see the commitment from Chaminade, the Lions of Chaminade. They said, listen, you stop Derek Cooper in the first half. We're going to punish you in the second half with him.
Hurry up. Cooper carry inside, but Ty Kirkpatrick's there to slam the door shut. It's a tackle for loss. Nowhere to go that time for Derek Cooper. He loses 1 yard. It's 2nd and goal from the 11.
Sophomore Kirkpatrick coming off the edge again, just getting in the backfield, avoiding guys who are trying to block him, and just wrapping Derek Cooper up around the waist, not allowing him to go any further.
All tied up at 7 apiece with 7:45 to play in the 3rd quarter. Chaminade, 7. Newman, 7. Cooper motioned out to the backfield on the right side. It's a quarterback run. Leonard trying to do it himself. Flag on the play. We'll see if there's a hold on Chaminade. For the moment, it's a 4-yard gain to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, going to get a hold inside on Chaminade again. The guy disappeared out of, if you will, the screen very quickly. The officials are on it. Again, they want to run a nice little quarterback keeper up the middle. Happened very quickly, but the officials were on it.
And it will be a hold against Chaminade, which is a back-breaking penalty when you get this deep into plus territory. 10 yards here is not equivalent to 10 yards when you're at the 40-yard line. We'll see how much they want to use the freshman arm of quarterback Malik Leonard. 7:34 to play in the 3rd quarter. Cardinal Newman 7, Chaminade-Madonna 7. 2nd down and goal from the 20-yard line.
You know, unlike in the past, they had Jermaine Stewart, the big receiver at Ohio State, down here near the end zone. They could throw a fade pattern. They don't have a big receiver, so they got to try to keep the ball to some of these smaller guys.
Play action pass. Leonard pressure from his backside, throws it to the sideline at the 14 and out of bounds after the catch is made. So a short gain there of 5 to 6 yards. It'll be 3rd down and goal from the 14. Good play made by Aiden Elam. He has been such a treat to watch on the defensive side of the football. Just a freshman, Aiden Elam, has made impact plays through the duration of this 2025 season.
In the bloodline. You know, Abe Elam, that's his dad, and Matt Elam. I played along with a guy named Donald Runner, who was their cousin. He was a sophomore All-American.
Leonard dropping back to pass, throws it, end zone, slant route, deflected it, incomplete. How about that play from the senior William Hart? Open in the end zone for the time being was Stevens. He fell down, might have been able to make the catch for a touchdown, but that was before Hart puts his right paw up and slaps it to the ground, incomplete. It's 4th down and goal from the 14. Here comes the field goal unit of Chaminade-Madonna. They were no good on a 32-yard try. This one will be a 31-yard try from the left hash mark. Sidan is now 2 for 5 on the season. Snap, hold, pressure, blocked! Crushed in the backfield. Ball scooped up at the 35. Cardinal ball still scooped up. It's still loose. No whistles. They're going to keep playing this play. And now Elam gathers it at the 25-yard line. The field goal is no good. This Cardinal Newman field goal block team is unrelenting. We saw them in the middle of the regular season bring a game to overtime against West Boca with this very same unit with a blocked extra point. And they do it when it matters most here to preserve a tie ball game. With 6:38 to play in the third quarter, it remains tied, 7 apiece.
Official turnovers, 2 for Newman, but you could also consider that to be a turnover as well because that's a turnover on downs. Get up inside, get your hands up. Even if you don't get there, you got to get your hands up. Good job there by Cardinal Newman blocking the field goal.
Offense, defense, special teams are being made by special players of the Cardinal Newman Crusaders. A couple of missed field goals. That one was flat out blocked. And there was pressure on that first missed field goal as well that deterred it from going through the uprights. What a stop for the Cardinal Newman defense and their special teams to cap it off. So the Cardinal Newman Crusaders will take over on offense at their own 27-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman. They went 3 and out on their first drive of this second half. Their only points are by a Jaron Hewley, 69-yard touchdown run up that near sideline. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right, ball on the left hash. Hewley designed quarterback run up the middle. Hewley bursting through the hole, gets tackled awkwardly for an 8-yard gain to the 35. He pops right back up to his feet and helps an opposing player to his feet as well. It's 2nd down and 2.
Well, I thought coming into this game, they'd give him about 8, maybe 10, 12, maybe 15 carries. They stayed on schedule with that because his ability to bend through this defense has been a difference in this game so far.
Ball at the 35, 2nd and 2. A 2-back set. You've got Sumter to the right, Donia to the left. 2 receivers to the right side, lone receiver to the left, the press coverage. It's a handoff. Sumter up the gut, gets the HSS first down, and gets across the 40 to the 41-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman with 5:56 to play in the third quarter.
You may remember Sumter started to score in last week where the pass was thrown to him in the flat. Junior transferred out of South Fork High School, scored 13 touchdowns as a freshman in high school. Very good player, Cardinal Newman.
Same formation with the 2 running backs back there joining Hewley. This time, Donia on the give. Right side gets hit in the backfield and gains 2 yards and then is driven immediately backwards. It'll be 2nd down and 8 from the 43-yard line.
Well, you can see the thought process of Chaminade. They're not going to let Donia beat him. So they're going to dedicate a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage trying to get him stopped before he gets started. That's why Newman has had success with other guys running the football.
Tie ball game between Cardinal Newman and Chaminade. Cardinal Newman has the football on their own 43. The line to gain is just past midfield to the 49. 2nd down and 8. Donia in motion. They hand it off, Sumter underneath. And Jerron Sumter gets the football up to the 45. Couple of yard gain there to set up 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Cardinal Newman offense.
You're Jack Daniels. You're saying to yourself, I just want to be around in the 4th quarter. I want to have a shot. I don't want to allow this thing to get away from me, so we're going to play it close to the vest. We're running the football, trying to keep it going here offensively.
Line to gain is past midfield to the 49. Hewley gets the play call from his Crusader sideline and spreads it across the offense. Same formation, 2 receivers left side, and it's now a play-action pass. Hewley's got all time, and now he rolls to his right, now pressure in his face. Now finds the edge, turns the corner, gets the 1st down. Hewley was trying to go deep that time. His offensive line could only not hold literally, but defend the quarterback for so long, and eventually Hewley tucked it, did it himself around the right edge for a big gain at an HSS 1st down. He went out of bounds out at the 48. Actually just got 1 yard extra than what he needed. It's 1st and 10, Newman from the 48 past midfield. Same formation, but flip it. 2 running backs, 2 receivers left side, lone receiver right side, Mosley. Sumter the carry, trying to bounce it outside, finding the edge across the 50, 45, wrapped up at the 40-yard line. There's a gain from Jerron Sumter of 8 yards. It's 2nd and 2.
He has the ability to get outside. Again, he wants to run inside. Defenders are there. Sumter just bounces it outside. He has enough speed to get to the edge of this defense.
They gave him all the way up to the 39. It's now 2nd and 1. 3:45 to play in the third quarter. All tied up between Cardinal Newman and Chaminade. Cardinal Newman has the football in plus territory. Thank you for watching our highlights on X at ESPN Top 63. I repeat, at ESPN Top 63 on X to find those video highlights. Mosley in motion from the left side. It'd be a give to Donia, and they get the HSS first down. Only needed 1 yard, and he eventually got 3 of them down at the 36. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman.
Again, what you're doing here offensively, you're running the football to try to control this clock. The more your offense stays on the field, the less Chaminade has opportunities to score offensively.
Donia jogs off. Sumter stays in at running back. Kirkpatrick, the tight end on the right side. Holland and Mosley split out wide to the left. In motion was Mosley. It's a give to Sumter up the middle. And Duran fights forward to the 35.
There's nothing there initially. Sumter found a way to get through the first tackler inside. Again, just keeping his legs moving a couple of yards there on first down.
Junior Gennaro Sumter with that carry down to the 35. Going to call it a 1-yard gain. Line to gain is the 26, excuse me. In a shotgun, pistol formation, Sumter directly behind quarterback Hewley. Mosley split out wide to the left, press coverage. Kirkpatrick, the right tight end. Play action pass, rolling to his right. Hewley steps up in the pocket, throws a deep ball, got a man, caught! Touchdown, Newman! Hauling it in was Ethan Holland, and Newman takes the lead. A 35-yard strike, and the Crusaders are on top. Brought to you by a racetrack.
He had 2 guys down there, so he had his choice between who he was going to throw it to. Just kind of threw it up in the middle of both of them. Touchdown, Cardinal Newman. Great job there of play calling by Holland, going up to get the football in the second half.
Good acting job from Jaron Hewley with how much Cardinal Newman runs the ball. On his play action fake, hiding the football essentially to where the defense is so used to fighting forward. Their weight's on the front of their feet, trying to support the run defense, and then popping out, had a couple of Chaminade defenders in his face with about 7 yards of separation. And they're respecting the legs of Jaron Hewley too, so they don't go full-fledged attack the quarterback mode. They're kind of trying to stay disciplined and defend the quarterback run. Hewley uses that to his advantage, steps up, delivers a perfect ball to Ethan Holland, and Cardinal Newman takes the lead, and the point after is up, and it is good. 14-7, Newman on top. 2:03 to play in the third quarter, and the Cardinal Newman Crusaders score in the second half to take a 7-point lead.
That's what happens to you when you can run the football. Again, as I mentioned to you earlier, it forces defenses to come up, bring guys, and dedicate them inside, and then you're able to throw the ball down the field.
For the latest official news about Florida high school sports, including the results of all rounds in the 2025 FHSAA Football Championships, visit FHSAA.com, the official website of the Florida High School Athletic Association, www.fhsaa.com. Catch live and on-demand postseason coverage of Florida high school sports at www.nfhsnetwork.com, brought to you by the NFHS, the official online partner of the FHSAA. 2:03 to play in the third quarter. Cardinal Newman 14, Chaminade-Madonna 7. Teams just throwing haymakers left and right. Cardinal Newman turns a blocked field goal into a touchdown drive, capped off by a 35-yard touchdown throw from Jaron Hewley to Ethan Holland for 6. It's kicked high and returnable at the 10-yard line. It is going to be Stevens across the 15-20. Got a block across the 25, tripped up and brought down short of the 35-yard line. So Chaminade will start at the 35 for their drive, down 14-7.
You know, Newman's done a great job of controlling the clock offensively. I like to see the time of possession for this game, because what Newman is doing, they're snapping the ball in the last few seconds of the play clock. So they're not in a hurry. They're saying, listen, we want to control this clock by keeping our offense on the field. They've done a great job here in the third quarter.
1st and 10, Chaminade. Malik Leonard with Cooper to his right in the offensive backfield. High snap, corralled by Leonard. It's a broken play. Cooper gets chopped in the backfield for 1 yard gain. 2nd and 9. Malik Leonard's lucky he came down with that football, or he might have been looking at a massive loss or even a turnover on 1st and 10.
You know, I don't care how much experience you have as a championship team. When your play caller is a true freshman, he hasn't seen this type of atmosphere before. So Leonard, again, the snap is off. You know, he's put it in the belly of a running back early. They fumble. A lot of mistakes from this offense.
Leonard drops back to pass. The left-handed quarterback throws a slant route across the middle. It's caught for a gain to the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 5. It'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up for Chaminade. This is a Chaminade-Madonna offense. In these FHSAA Class 1A state playoffs, they put up point totals of 63, 47, 35, 35, and they're right now being held to 7 with 1 minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Cooper in motion to the left side flats. Heavy pressure in the face. Leonard drops the ball. It's picked up by Newman. Crusaders football in plus territory. They called it an incomplete pass for a second. I saw Newman football. Yeah. Cardinal Newman takes over in plus territory. Leonard got hit from behind.
Yeah, they got it right. That was a fumble. That wasn't a pass forward. That was a fumble. He was trying to throw it, though. Kind of slipped out of his hands, but the officials were on it.
Making the hit in the backfield was Kyrus Haston. The forced fumble by Kyrus Haston. He gets a sack, and the junior D lineman makes an impact play to flip the field. Cardinal Newman's winning the turnover battle. We'll see if they can turn this into points. 1st and 10 for Cardinal Newman at the 37.
At what point do you take a shot down the field here again? This is your 3rd time having the ball on the turnover. They didn't score the first 2 times.
1st and 10 from the 37. Hewley in the shotgun. Up by 7 is Newman. They've got the football now. Sumter, carry, left side, and it gets brought down for a short gain of 1 yard. 2nd down and 9.
I got to think the mindset is we can get at least in field goal range here and try to make it a 2-score game if you're Newman. But and you got to take a shot down the field at some point to try to put some separation between you and Chaminade-Madonna. They got a freshman quarterback, like I said, has never seen this type of action before.
You are definitely right about that. You can have as many 5 stars, 24/7 sports recognized signees you want, but you cannot have a substitute for experience. And the Cardinal Newman Crusaders will take this lead to the 4th quarter. It's Cardinal Newman 14, Chaminade-Madonna 7, and we've got 12 more minutes of the Class 1A state championship game. Again, Cardinal Newman 14, Chaminade-Madonna 7, back in 60 seconds as they flip field here at Pitbull Stadium.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Where we're coming to your city.
14-7, Cardinal Newman leads over Chaminade-Madonna as we enter the 4th quarter of the Class 1A state championship game on ESPN 1063. The ESPN South Florida app worldwide and on YouTube worldwide at ESPN West Palm. Thank you for joining us, folks, for the thrilling conclusion to this Class 1A football season. Cardinal Newman trying to win their first ever state championship in their first ever state championship game. They'll have to preserve a 14-7 lead to do just that. Newman in the shotgun, it's Hewley, looking at Donia in the backfield. Now he rolls to his left, tucks it, and runs it across the 35 and brought down at the 34-yard line. So 3rd down and 7 coming up for Cardinal Newman.
Yeah, Hewley didn't have anybody open down the field, did a good job there just holding on to the football. Again, you don't want to throw it down there in the middle of coverage and get it turned over. So just try to get a couple of yards here. You can get in field goal range if you're the Crusaders if you don't get a first down.
2-possession game would be massive. Line to gain is the 27. Ball spotted at the 34. Hewley in the empty set. Kirkpatrick to his right. They try the hard count. Chaminade, very disciplined, has not jumped on that all game long. Donia in motion. They pitch it to him on a sweep. Donia across the 30. HSS first down and more. Phoenix Donia is charging into the red zone. First down, Newman at the 17.
And that's why you give it to him coming from left to right, because he's a load. Again, he's very deceptive in terms of his speed. So you think he's not moving fast because he's a bruiser, but all of a sudden he comes from left to right and gets up on this defense very quickly and kind of surprises them, I think.
First and 10, Cardinal Newman from the 17-yard line. Line to gain is the 7. Cardinal Newman on top with 10:50 to play in the fourth quarter, trying to pull off the upset the state might not expect when you see Chaminade-Madonna in a state championship game. 2 receivers left, lone receiver right, the right hash mark the ball is. Hewley, quarterback run, he gets stuffed in the backfield, going backwards. Ball's loose, but the play was whistled dead. It's a 2-yard loss on 2nd and 12. And we've talked about Chaminade Mike getting a couple of breaks in the first half. That's the first break that Cardinal Newman's got, because Hewley was being driven backwards. It's a matter of when they blew that whistle, because the ball was ripped out of his arms directly into a Lion defender's arms.
Yeah, looking at a replay there, it looks like he was still up, but the official said his forward momentum had been stopped. So had they been able to rip that out, and they did, they would have scored a touchdown on that play.
2nd down and 12, ball at the 19, line to gain is the 7. Hewley with the hard count, claps his hands to no avail. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers to the right. Kirkpatrick is in the backfield alongside Jaron Hewley. Design quarterback power right side. Hewley across the 15, across the 10. Jaron Hewley works his way all the way to the 8-yard line. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Cardinal Newman offense. Coach, you have 2 plays to get this 1 yard.
Yeah, you do. Again, you're trying to play it close to the vest. You realize you're in side, just take your quarterback, as you just mentioned, and run power right up the middle.
Hewley looks like he's tipping his hand. He's going to run this football again in the shotgun. He does. Quarterback power up the middle. Hewley's got the 7-yard line he needed to move the chains. It is now 1st and goal, Cardinal Newman. A gain of 2 yards. 1st and goal from the 6.
You got to give Newman credit. Again, just coaching real smart, holding on to the football. The safest place you can have the ball is in the hand of the quarterback. So you try to hand it off, could be a miscommunication there. Good job there by Newman.
The same end zone right in front of us. We saw Derek Cooper take those Wildcat snaps where he was tipping his hand, showing the defense what he was going to do, and it didn't matter. We're seeing that right now with Jaron Hewley on these quarterback powers. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left for the Newman offense. Kirkpatrick in at running back to the left of Jaron Hewley. 1st and goal from the 6. Hewley claps his hands. Quarterback power, left side, trying to find the edge. A stiff arm drives him backwards. Hewley stays on his feet and is brought down for a big loss. A massive loss on 1st and goal from the 6, all the way back to the 20. It's that forward progress rule that can be so tricky, where you almost punish an offense for trying harder. If Jaron Hewley just kind of let the defense drive him back, it's only a loss of maybe 4 yards. But because he tried to reestablish himself and fight forward, they lose 14 yards on that quarterback power to the left side.
I agree, and the question is, are they out of field goal range now? Because, again, it takes a little longer to get that field goal if they don't get it here on 3rd down.
2nd down and goal from the 20.
We'll burn a timeout here.
And they will use a timeout, brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by VitaCost. And while we do have this timeout, I want to tell you a little bit about my life, because when I am on the road trying to cover high school sports across Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast, there is not a high school sports trip I make without first stopping at Racetrack. I like Racetrack. That's my favorite gas station, because they have the goods at the pump. They've got the goods inside the store, where they've got fresh pizza all day, every day. They've got the perfect fountain drinks, where you have the bricked ice if you want. You have the crushed ice if you want. They've got a frozen Hawaiian punch that has won my heart with the freeze. If you like convenience and you like good quality food, stop at a Racetrack on your way to these high school football games and really make it a part of your daily routine. Racetrack supports our local high school communities. They support the Cardinal Newmans of the world. They support the West Bocas of the world. They support high school football in the state of Florida. Support Racetrack because they have whatever gets you going this football season. And download that Racetrack Rewards app. I get a $1 medium drink whenever I put my phone number in because I have the Racetrack Rewards app. Download it today. Racetrack, whatever gets you going. 2nd and goal from the 20. Cardinal Newman leads by 7. Play action pass. Hewley throwing it to Adam Balagoon Ali. It's incomplete.
You know, earlier I was telling you about that corner route, right? The wheel route. So they had Mosley all game long. He's been in the slot. He can outrun anybody on that wheel route. They decided to flip him and take him outside and let him run the slant. I don't know about that one, but yet on 4th down, it's 3rd down. Third down. So you got to try to stay in field goal range.
3rd down and goal from the 20-yard line. Hewley in the empty set, 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Newman's on top, 14-7. They want to add to that lead and put some distance between them and Chaminade. They fake the sweep to Mosley, and they run it with Hewley on the left side. Ball's out late, but they're going to call him down at the 19.
He's got his hand up, so he's down.
Jaron Hewley called down at the 19 for a gain of 1 yard.
Ooh, the officials missed it because the player from Chaminade slammed the ball to the ground. That would have been unsportsmanlike conduct, would have given Newman a 1st down. They missed that one.
So, unsportsmanlike conduct, you almost hear it as delay of game penalty whenever you do something with the football like that. And they did call Jaron Hewley down at the 19. Chaminade is pleading their case, looking at the scoreboard, but they are spotting that football at the 19, and that is where we will have 4th and goal from the 19.
Yeah, they talked about it for just a moment and decided he was already down. 4 momentum had been stopped there on that play, and Chaminade, of course, they're getting excited, but hey, it's the way the game goes, right?
All right, here is Nathaniel Parks. He's on to try to kick this 36-yard field goal. Parks long on the season is 27. Snap, hold, kick. He's got the distance. Has it got the direction? It is good! Parks has only made one other field goal this year, and his second comes at the most crucial of moments. With 6:36 to play in the 4th quarter, Newman on top, 17-7. A 36-yard field goal from the junior Nathaniel Parks.
Yeah, that's what you wanted. Again, Coach Damian Jones is going out to talk to the official, but it's over. You got to go to the next play. Yeah. Again, you're Cardinal Newman. You've done everything right. Like I said to you earlier, somebody in West Palm Beach is living right.
Florida High School Athletic Association recognizes its corporate partners who help make the FHSAA Football Championship possible. Team IP, official merchandising company of the FHSAA, Gatorade Thirst Quencher, Max Preps, official scores and statistics of the FHSAA, GoFan, official online ticketing provider of the FHSAA, Herf Jones, the official championship ring partner of the FHSAA, the NFHS Network, the official online partner of the FHSAA, and Wilson, provider of the official game ball of the FHSAA and the official game ball of the 2025 FHSAA Football Championships. Cardinal Newman giving the football back to Chaminade-Madonna, and we have word down from the Cardinal Newman sideline that quarterback Jaron Hewley is getting his ankle taped up because he came up a little bit limping after that 3rd down stop. Yeah. So keep that in mind when Cardinal Newman gets the football back. It'll be Parks, the junior, to kick this one deep. Cardinal Newman on top, 17-7. The clock, the enemy for Chaminade-Madonna. It's going to be kicked short enough to return. Lopez takes it at the 7, across the 10, 15, 20. Lopez working tackle across the 30-yard line, 35. At the 40, he goes out of bounds and gets hit hard. Cooper Clark on the tackle. He has been there all day long. Cooper Clark, special teamer, linebacker, sophomore.
It's the biggest play all day for Chaminade, which is a surprise. Again, they normally have the sparks. They make the plays, but Newman has done a great job of keeping everything in front of him, not giving him any long passes down the field. It's kept Derek Cooper pretty much in check. Texas running back he's not only a commit, he's signed there. So he's one of those Longhorn guys they expect to play next year. And Newman's done a great job here in the first and second half.
1st and 10 from the 44. That is where Chaminade-Madonna will take over. They trail by 10. Newman on defense on top, 17-7, with 6:27 to play in the fourth quarter. Hold on for dear life. Tell your family, tell your friends, tell anyone who cares about football in the state of Florida to tune in right here, right now on YouTube, ESPN West Palm. Timeout's going to be called by the defense of Cardinal Newman to get their ducks in a row. And during this timeout, how about another message from the FHSAA? Football fans, the best games are being played right here. Make plans to attend the 2025 Florida High School Football State Championship games. The intense action took place December 4th and 6th for the Rural and the FIT Championships at the range at H.G. Moore Stadium, and December 10th through 13th right here for classes 1A through 7A at Pitbull Stadium at Florida International University in Miami. Come out and watch the best in Florida high school football play. Visit FHSAA website at FHSAA.com for more information. A timeout brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by Vitacross. Here at the Class 1A State Championship game, Cardinal Newman on top 17-7 over Chaminade-Madonna. 6:27 to play in the fourth quarter. Chaminade has the football. The timeout was called before their first snap of this drive at their own 44-yard line. 1st and 10, Lions. Cooper in the backfield to the left of quarterback Malik Leonard. 2 receivers left side, 2 receivers right side. Ball on the left hash. Motion out Lopez, and dropping back to pass is Leonard. Pumps, and now he gets hit hard and brought down after getting it to Cooper at the 46. A short gain of 2 yards. It's now 2nd and 8.
Like I said earlier, I don't care how many championships you've won. The experience at quarterback is the most important part that you have. Again, you've got a signal caller there. This is his first state championship game. He's been around, but he hasn't played in this game, and it's really important.
In this postseason series, Newman with Daniels at head coach. I'll give you the record against Chaminade after this play. As Leonard throws a deep ball near sideline, it is incomplete, just off the target. He had a man open if he placed it perfectly, but unable to do just that. Tremont Isaac Jr., the sophomore, the number 11 player in the state in his class, got free but was unable to get the ball at his chest. Jack Daniels with Cardinal Newman against Chaminade in the postseason. Final scores of 48-0 Chaminade, 49-16 Chaminade, and 40-0 Chaminade. We are in an unrecognizable situation. Leonard on 3rd and 7, looking left, firing near sideline, incomplete. 4th down and 7. Coming up for Chaminade with 5:54 to play in the fourth quarter. They're down by 2 scores. This has got to be go-for-it territory for head coach Damian Jones.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, ball placement is so important. Again, if you're a wide receiver, if you line up on the outside of the numbers, the quarterback doesn't have anywhere to throw the football. The ball sailed on him 2 plays in a row, had 2 guys down the field. Both balls went out of bounds.
And that Cardinal Newman crowd on the far sideline is going absolutely crazy on this 4th down snap. Ball's at the 47. Line to gain is the 46 across midfield. Leonard motions out Cooper. He drops back the pass. The quarterback has pressure. Rolling to his left. Throws it at the sideline. Incomplete pass. He could have rushed it for a 1st down, but Leonard tries to throw it, and he leads his receiver too far out of bounds. It's a turnover on downs. Newman gets the football back, leading by 10 with 5:35 to play in the fourth quarter.
That's what inexperience kicks in. Again, as you mentioned, he could have run for the 1st down, but he tried to place it on this guy, threw it too far in front of him, the ball went out of bounds. Could have hurt it easily 1st down there had he just run for it.
Here we go. Cardinal Newman is going to be staring at that clock. They need to get 1st downs, use the play clock, and keep it going. 1st and 10 from the plus 47-yard line. Newman takes over in Chaminade territory. I mentioned before, Jaron Julie, ankle taped as he takes the field right now after that stop on 3rd down. The Chaminade defense wrapped him up. 1st and 10, Newman. Does Donia tote the rock? It'll be Sumter on this 1st and 10. Gennaro Sumter works his way to the 46. 1 yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 9, and the clock will roll. Chaminade electing to not use their timeouts yet.
You know, possession is 9/10 of the law, so you got to hold on to the football. Running backs, wide receivers, whoever's touching the football, you got to hold on to it, keep it high and tight, protect the ball. That's your biggest asset right now.
2nd down and 9. Line to gain is the 37-yard line. Thank you for joining us on YouTube at ESPN West Palm. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet. 2 receivers left, lone receiver right, 2-back set for quarterback Hewley. Motions out some to the left side. Donia on the carry, right side. Phoenix Donia across the 45 and just trucks forward to the 40. They continue to let the clock roll. It'll be 3rd down and 3 from the 40-yard line in plus territory. Line to gain is the 37. This ball will be snapped with around 4:20 to play in the game. Newman 17, Chaminade 7. Newman has the football, trying to kill this clock.
You figure it'll be a big dose of Phoenix Donia here because he's that physical back. He's not going to lose any yards once he gets hit. He's just a guy that keeps going forward. He would have been hurt. You don't want to try to make him run the football.
Coach, I think this is 4-down territory. When you're up 2 scores, you can do so much more damage with the 1st down than you can with 20 yards of field position on a punt. But we'll see. It's 3rd down and 3 at the 40. Hewley takes a snap. Donia the carry. Up the middle. Gets hit hard at the 38. He moves forward and gets so close. The near official looks like he gave him the 1st down. The far official had him 1 yard short. The near official had the better angle on it. The ball was on the near hash mark.
If it's marked with his left foot, it's going to be a little short.
And they give him the 1st down to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10, Cardinal Newman, and roll that clock. Under 3:45 to play as it stands. The ball will be snapped with under 3:30 to play in the game.
If you're Newman, you can smell it now. Again, you just keep running the ball offensively, hold on to the football.
Still 3 timeouts remain for Chaminade. They'll use them now after this snap is had. Sumter motioned out. Donia, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He runs it up the middle, and this time he gets stuffed in the offensive backfield. And there is a helmet on the ground, and there is pushing and shoving. We didn't see the offense. We just saw a gold helmet fly across the field. Clock stops with 3:19 to play in the 4th quarter. If this is an unsportsmanlike penalty call against Chaminade-Madonna, that is curtains. That might as well be game over. That'll be a 1st down for Cardinal Newman.
Yeah, Devin Black on that, number 24 for, Sam Brown, number 20 for Chaminade, went into the face of a Cardinal Newman receiver and just knocked his helmet off.
Waiting the official ruling here. Personal foul goes against Chaminade-Madonna, 15 yards, 1st down Newman. And now, as you mentioned, Coach, you can smell it. Move that football deeper and deeper into Chaminade territory. At the 19 is where this snap will take place, and the clock will continue to roll, and it will be snapped with under 3 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, just take your time, take it down to the last 1 or 2 seconds if you're Newman, and I would just give it to Donia. If I don't want to hand it off to anybody else, I'm going to give it to him because, again, he's a battering ram.
1st and 10 for the 19. Newman with the football. Newman with a 17-7 lead. Thank you for tuning in all season long here on ESPN West Palm, ESPN 106.3 and the ESPN South Florida app. Clock reads 2:40 now. Hewley in the shotgun. Takes a snap. Donia, no, it's Hewley on the quarterback run up the middle. Loose the football. Ball's loose. Chaminade looks like they got it. It's Lions football at the 15-yard line. The one thing, and I mean the only thing that you couldn't have there was a turnover, and that's exactly what happens. Chaminade-Madonna football at their own 15-yard line. They're going to take over with 2:32 to play in the 4th quarter.
And because your quarterback's hurt, that's why they want the ball in his hand. Again, he's going to try to compensate for that left ankle that's been heavily taped. You want to try to put the ball in the belly of your fullback because he's going to go forward with the ball wrapped with 2 arms. Quarterback not as careful there on that play.
So depending on how much time Chaminade uses on this drive, they might need to be in touchdown or field goal and onside kick mode. They have 3 timeouts remaining, so we'll see how that ends up going. But first things first, the Newman's defense is on the field. Cardinal Newman defense takes the field. Chaminade's offense on the field at the 14-yard line. At the 14-yard line, that's where Chaminade sets up shop. Leonard throws it. Left side wide receiver screen on a tunnel screen. And Newman with a tackle for loss. Leslie Mosley chops down the tree for a 1-yard loss. 2nd and 11 from the 13-yard line. Clock continues to roll.
Just great recognition by Mosley on that play. Saw it developing in front of him. Didn't hesitate. Came up and make a huge hit on that play. And that's what you have to do from the secondary.
Chaminade is trying to save their timeouts because if they don't, they might not get the football back after this drive. Leonard drops back to pass the freshman, steps up in the pocket, heavy pressure, and he goes down for a sack! Squandered, erased, and downright crushed by Kyrus Haston. He already has 1 sack and 1 forced fumble in this game. Make it 2, setting up Chaminade on their own 9-yard line with 3rd and 15 coming up. Clock stops with 1:49 to play in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they got to burn the timeout to Chaminade on that play. Again, that freshman inexperience. Not only did he get sacked there, but he started to roll toward the defenders. There was only 3 guys rushing on that play, so he should have had time. 8 guys in coverage, but he rolled right toward it, got sacked on that play.
Timeout called, brought to you by Sports Certified, powered by VitaCost. Racetrack is the place you need to be when you're driving from place to place, from home to work, from work to the football game, from the football game back home. Stop at a Racetrack because they have quite literally whatever gets you going. Maybe you just need fuel. Well, you earn points at the Racetrack Rewards app. Maybe you need a quick bite to eat. Man, the options they have there are ridiculous. Their tornadoes, their hot dogs, their boiled peanuts, their pizza, their breakfast sandwiches. They've got it all at Racetrack. Racetrack, whatever gets you going, they support our local high schools. Make sure you support them. 3rd down and 15, line to gain to 24. Leonard drops back to pass, pressure in his face, throws a go route near sideline. It is caught at the 45 and down inside the 45. Big catch, big conversion that time, made by the number 11 player in his class. Troman Isaac, the sophomore, keeps Chaminade's season alive. 1:42 to play in the 4th quarter, and the clock will roll after they spot this football and shut up the chains.
Yeah, give the young freshman credit. That was a huge throw on that play. Put it where only his guy could catch it, got past the defender, went up and caught it in space. Good job there locating the football.
Mark him down at the 40. 1st and 10 Chaminade, brought to you by HSS. Malik Leonard, the lefty, drops back to pass. Looks right, fires a crossing route, and caught at the 30-yard line for an 11-yard gain. Inside the 30 goes the Chaminade offense. And they're going to say he got out of bounds to stop the clock with 1:27 to play. No, it just a 1st down. Did not get out of bounds. 1st and 10. Clock rolling under 1:20 to play in the game. Ball's inside the 30-yard line. Chaminade with the football down by 10. They need to score, they need it quick. As Leonard drops back, rolls to his right, directs traffic, throws it, end zone, caught the 5, and down inside the 5-yard line. 1 minute, 8 seconds to play in the game. Chaminade has 1st and goal inside the 5-yard line, and the clock is going to stop for an injured Cardinal Newman Crusader.
Yeah, not only that, it's a 1st down, so it would have stopped anyway, but you said the injury is there, and hopefully this young man's okay.
Injury on the field for Cardinal Newman. So their worries are there in the grand scheme of things, and their worries are now 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Chaminade just completed a deep ball down to the far corner. It is Aiden Elam, the Cardinal Newman Crusader, being attended to right now on the far corner end zone. He was the defender on that play, the completion deep across the far corner, and he was hit by his own teammate. Jaron Shuley coming across to apply the pass breakup. Did not hit Chaminade, instead hit his teammate on an unfortunate collision between 2 downright studs on this Cardinal Newman defense, or on this roster. So Aiden Elam getting help on that far corner of the football field. I'll reset things for you right here, right now. Cardinal Newman on defense leads 17-7 over Chaminade-Madonna, and Aiden Elam will walk to his own sideline under his own power. There is 1 minute and 8 seconds to play in the game. State championship on the line. Chaminade-Madonna has 2 timeouts remaining. So if you play the clock game, they need an onside kick, or else they will only get the football with 10 seconds, 15 seconds to go in the game if they score a touchdown. Cooper, the carry. Cooper fighting forward. Cooper gets stopped at the 1. That's a massive play. He does not find his way in the end zone, and the clock is rolling under a minute to go. Now it's a guarantee that Chaminade needs to score and get an onside kick. Now Cooper fights in, and he's in for 6. Clock stops with 49 seconds to play in the game. 17-13 before the point after is attempted. Chaminade punches it in for 6. Brought to you by Racetrack.
I'll tell you how big those 2 missed field goals are for Chaminade. Again, they'd have the lead right now. Just to miss the 32-yarder, and the other one was what?
31.
31, wow.
One was blocked, and the other, there was pressure there too. So it's a field goal unit miss rather than just the kicker missing a field goal.
Yes, sir.
Here is the point after to try to make it a field goal game here. Saidan to kick it up, and Saidan kicks it through. More heavy pressure. Adam Balagoon Ali has a nose for the football. He was fighting on through. He blocked that one as well. The point after is good. 17-14, Cardinal Newman leads. Chaminade-Madonna needs to get an onside kick here to keep the game alive.
Yes, sir.
Because if they give it back to Cardinal Newman, 1 play clock and 2 plays in knees, that's enough time to end the ball game.
Oh, yeah. And the thing about it is, like I said, Newman has played inspired football, but they've coached well. They've done everything right today because Chaminade's in the conversation not only with the best in the state of Florida, but the best in the country. They were trying to tie to go into 3rd place for the all-time in terms of state championships in the state of Florida. So they're right there at the door, but they've got to try to find a way to get this onside kick. And if you're Newman, you've got to find a way to put your hands team out there and hold on to the football.
You're exactly right. There's so many different variations of the onside kick. This is not the NFL. This is high school football in the great state of Florida. We do things a little bit old school here. Got to get the football 10 yards down the field. You got to set up in a legal formation. And you got to recover the football. Once that ball goes past 10 yards off the foot of the kicker and everyone's onside, it needs to go 10 yards down the field, and that's a live ball. Could be anybody's.
Remember, Newman went through this last week with Carrollwood. They tried the onside kick as well.
And
so
Carrollwood had a great chance at one.
They did,
It was a borderline call whether or not they did recover the onside kick. They did give it to Newman, deeming someone who touched the football was out of bounds. So they're going to kick it to the near side. Ball at the 40. Got to get to midfield for it to be a live ball. We'll see if there's any trickeration to the weaker side of the field. Onside kick, whistle dead. We'll reset things, and a timeout's going to be called by Cardinal Newman. Gamesmanship, the chessboard from Jack Daniels, waiting to see what exactly Chaminade had lined up and ready to do. And now, Cardinal Newman got a sneak peek at it. Maybe head coach Damian Jones and that special teams unit changes things, or maybe they don't. Interesting to see what the conversation's being had right now in both of these huddles. Because it was a conventional kick that time from Chaminade. They lined up, overloaded their left side, and kicked it to their left side with that classic squib bouncer to try to get that unorthodox hop. If you were to ask Noah Saidan, the kicker for Chaminade, he probably would have said it's not his best onside attempt. Right. It's a fine craft and art to it. It went right into the belly of Crusader Knox Fletcher. But he has another chance at it here. Again, onside kick on the way from Chaminade-Madonna with 49 seconds to go in the game. Cardinal Newman trying to recover it. If they do, they will win the Class 1A state championship for the first time in Cardinal Newman history. 17-14 the score. Newman on top. Saidan lines it up. Kirkpatrick directing traffic. High kick. Picked up by Fletcher. Hard hit. Is the ball out, or is it Newman's ball? Waiting for the direction. Flag comes out. It is Cardinal Newman football. Crusaders take over. Flags for the pushing and shoving after the play. Cardinal Newman is a couple of kneel downs away from winning a state championship. Personal foul is going to be called against Cardinal Newman. That'll just back him up 15 yards from the 45 to around the 30. But it will be a shotgun snap to Hewley maybe once, run around, take a knee and slide down, waste some time, and then take 2 consecutive knees, and you win the Class 1A state championship. 17-14 the score. Cardinal Newman on top of Chaminade-Madonna. 2 timeouts remain for Chaminade, so they'll probably make them snap the ball 3 times. And they will mark that penalty yardage from the 45 to the 30. They're walking in the wrong direction.
They are.
The official initially started walking deeper into Chaminade territory, but he will reverse field and spot the football there. What a complete effort by that defense of Cardinal Newman. The offense had 2 big plays. You had a Jaron Hewley, 69-yard touchdown run, and he had a Jaron Hewley to Ethan Holland, 35-yard touchdown completion.
He's been the difference. There's no doubt about it.
So in the shotgun, Hewley at his own 25, 5 yards behind the center. They will snap it, and he's just going to eventually take a knee at the 19. Wasted about 7 seconds on that play, and the timeout was called by head coach Damian Jones immediately when that knee was taken down. And the Cardinal Newman student section chanting overrated. I'm not sure why you would want to overrate the Titan that you just unearthed and beat down closer to their building near Hollywood. But Cardinal Newman will take 2 more knees. 1 more timeout remains. But that was enough time off the clock for this game, barring a fumble, to be over.
Yeah, I believe that'll do it. Again, you're Chaminade. They had to burn that timeout during the touchdown, so I think that was the difference in this game because they would have had 3 touchdowns and got the ball with a few seconds left.
Yeah. And now the Let's Go Newman chants bellow out from the Crusaders student section. 38 seconds remain in the 4th quarter. Cardinal Newman is 2 kneel downs away from a state championship at Pitbull Stadium. Kneel down number 1 is taken. Timeout. 3rd and final is taken, or whistles are being blown. And you kind of want to end this game as soon as possible to avoid any extracurriculars. You want to be celebratory and not aggressive towards the other sideline at the conclusion of this one. It's been a hard-fought, hard-hitting game. A critical onside kick recovery for Cardinal Newman ices it. And we are fortunate to be here on the confines of FIU's campus at Pitbull Stadium to watch Cardinal Newman win their first ever state championship, to give Palm Beach County its 2nd consecutive state championship. Going for another one tomorrow with West Boca in action. And no timeouts remaining. Snap to Hewley. Hewley takes a knee, and that should be all she writes. Clock under 30 seconds. Newman turns and celebrates. Crusader Nation, get ready to celebrate because your Cardinal Newman Crusaders have just won the Class 1A state championship game. And the fellas in white and gold flood Pitbull's field and are going absolutely ballistic. Final score, Cardinal Newman 17, Chaminade-Madonna 14. David beat Goliath at Pitbull Stadium.
Yeah, they should be excited again. Coached a great game, had to keep it less than 20 points. They did just that. Played great defense, and that's the most important thing. Being able to shut Chaminade-Madonna down all day long. I talked about Trinity being able to stop Cooper last week. Newman did more of the same today and just found a way offensively to get a few plays. That's all they needed was a few plays. And when it mattered the most, Jaron Hewley went down the field. As I kept saying, you got to throw it down the field. Did a great job there of completing it for a huge touchdown.
I just can't help but feel happy for the Cardinal Newman Crusaders. The incredible performances on defense. Kyrus Haston was ridiculous with 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble. Cooper Clark was a force to be reckoned with. The sophomore Cooper Clark, who went through unmentionable tragedies in this offseason coming into his sophomore year. He was unbelievably efficient. Jaron Hewley, 2 touchdowns in the game. 1 through the air to Ethan Holland. 1 with his legs to open up the scoring from 69 yards out. Those are the only touchdowns that Cardinal Newman needed. And then a career long from their junior kicker, Nathaniel Parks, proves to be the difference.
Yeah, when it's your time, it's your time. I don't care how you slice it. Again, I think the thing that hurt Chaminade, not only did Newman have a great game plan, but they had a freshman quarterback who didn't see it. The game was too fast for him today. Things didn't slow down at any point for him. I didn't think they were going to let him shake hands because some of the Chaminade players are going toward Newman, but they did grab that young man. So fortunately, that did happen. But great sportsmanship on the field, both sides. But Newman did everything right. All the bounces went their way last week. Same thing this week. Again, they're breaking them up. That's a good thing because I see the tempers are flaring. But everything went their way last week. Same held true for this week. And as I mentioned earlier, somebody in West Palm Beach is praying, and they're living right.
You look at the historical significance of this win for Cardinal Newman. On the Newman side of things, first ever state championship. Yeah. That just flat out crazy, nuts. You will not forget where you were when this happened if you are a supporter of Palm Beach County football. But on the Chaminade-Madonna side of things, the history against Cardinal Newman, dominant. Flat out dominant since Jack Daniels took over Cardinal Newman. 0-3 has been Cardinal Newman against Chaminade. 48-0 loss, 49-16 loss, 40-0 loss. And then you look at the most recent state championships for Chaminade-Madonna. We talked about how they were in the 9th consecutive state championship game. They've won their last 4 by 21 points in 2021. Chaminade won by 34 points in 2022. They won by 56 points in 2023. And they won by 35 points last year.
Yeah.
But it's 2025. And Chaminade-Madonna not only lost the state championship game, but they lost it to the Cardinal Newman Crusaders with a final score of 17-14. An incredible performance by the fellows in West Palm Beach, Florida. We will take a break, and we will be right back to wrap things up. Look ahead brought to you by the Boca Bowl, the Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans, and also the Duffy's MVP of the game. That's all coming up on ESPN 106.3. Final score 17-14. The Cardinal Newman Crusaders have won the Class 1A state championship.
1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Spring Training 2026 is coming fast to Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium as the Miami Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals return to Jupiter for 30 games in 30 days from February 21st to March 22nd. Come out to the ballpark this spring and make a memory that lasts a lifetime. Season tickets, groups, and mini plans are on sale right now. Purchase your baseball experience at RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. See you soon at America's busiest ballpark.
Colin, have you checked out Vitacost Sport Certified Marketplace?
Vitacost? I love Vitacost!
Right? It's a full online sports marketplace. Over 500 performance products from trusted brands like Vega, Thorne, Vital Proteins, and Muscle Milk, all free from banned substances.
So no guessing, no label scrubbing, just clean fuel to train harder and recover smarter.
You got it. And don't forget, save 20% with code ESPN20 at sportcertified.com.
Fuel clean, train smarter. Try Sports Certified by Vitacost today.
Hey everybody, it's Cade Chumsland. Every week, Land Rover Palm Beach supports local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community by naming a Player of the Week. This year, $35,000 will be awarded to student athletes and their schools. Tune in to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day every Friday night as I unveil this week's featured athlete. If you have a great performance that I need to know about, DM us at ESPN West Palm. Land Rover Palm Beach, above and beyond.
It's the year-end sales event with the Ford crew.
It's sales event time, Sam.
Temperatures are dropping, but the deals are just getting hot.
Time for our annual Ford Holiday Gift Guide.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to go wrong with great deals on trucks and SUVs from Ford, America's all-time best-selling auto brand.
Don't forget the first rule of holiday gift giving, Hank.
What's that, Sam?
Always remember to treat yourself, too.
Well said.
Based on Automotive News Almanac historical data and industry-reported sales data from 1909 through 2024 CY.
Mas Plus by Messi is hydration plus more. A beverage like no other made to give everyone an extra boost of positivity and inspiration every day. Created by Lil Messi, Mas Plus delivers a balanced blend of electrolytes with natural flavors, no artificial sweeteners or colors, no caffeine and only 1 gram of cane sugar, plus vitamins with no compromise on quality ingredients. Floridians can purchase Mas Plus by Messi at key retailers across Florida or online at masbymessi.com.
You're listening to ESPN West Palm High School Game Day, presented by HSS Florida. Choose better, move better, and supported by Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather.
Well, we're coming to your city.
The Cardinal Newman Crusaders did it. Darn it, they did it. Cardinal Newman beat Chaminade-Madonna in the Class 1A state championship game. Final score 17-14 here in the 305 at Pit Bull Stadium. Cardinal Newman wins their first ever state championship game. And Coach, how did they do it?
Well, I'll tell you what, let me say this first. I've been the worst critic of Jack Daniels for years, and I'm being honest because Jack and I go way back. When I say worse, we go at each other. But he did something this year that he hadn't done in the past, and that was played up in terms of schedule. Those games against West Boca, Gainesville, Buchholz, Trinity, Tampa Jesuit, those were meaningful games. Those were the difference in today. So it started long before today. This started throughout the season when he played up in competition. When he was at Dwyer, he didn't do that as much, had better teams than today, but they just did a great job of coaching. Let me give Tommy Lee credit, former NFL player on his staff. Also, Matt Elam is also on his staff. So bringing those guys into the fold, and I hope he listens to this because I'm just telling it like it is, bringing those guys into the fold has been a difference maker today. Schemes were in place, kids were disciplined. At the quarterback, I think that made the biggest difference because Hewley didn't make the mistakes Leonard did on the other side.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest difference, a freshman versus a senior who hasn't seen as much football, and he looked like it at times. But he made a big throw that day and almost brought his team back. But I do take my hat off to Coach Daniels. Much respect due, and congratulations to Cardinal Newman.
Malik Leonard, freshman quarterback of Chaminade, was held to 12 of 21. Passing yards 149. He did not have the best day of the season, to say the least. He got sacked 3 times, and those were back-breaking plays. If you want to talk about Cardinal Newman's defense, you read those stats right there for quarterback Malik Leonard. And if you look at Malik Leonard in 2025, he completes the ball at a 70.5% rate. He had 31 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, almost 3,000 yards. Newman dominated the freshman quarterback Leonard. And then you want to talk about Derek Cooper, a signee to play for the Texas Longhorns, who averages 10 yards a carry, who had 18 total touchdowns, who had nearly 1,500 yards gained on the ground in 2025. They held him to 66 yards.
Yeah, Newman just outcoached him all day long. Every adjustment that needed to be made, Cardinal Newman did it at the right time when they needed to throw it down the field. I kept saying that I was waiting on the long pass. They did it at the right time, and those are adjustments that you make during the game, and that was a great job.
So we will give a couple of Duffy's MVPs of the game, and I want to give a couple. I meant that in all honesty because of the offense and the defense both showing up. And you said it best. You saw the difference in quarterback play.
Yes,
you
sir.
saw a senior that's been playing at West Virginia University that is the best athlete on the field, whatever field he steps on, in Jaron Hewley. Hewley was a man possessed tonight when it mattered most. He didn't blow you away with the stat sheet, but on the ground, Hewley had 133 yards. They were hard-earned yards, most of it, and then he capped it off, opened up the scoring with a 69-yard touchdown run. And then through the air, Hewley was kept in check. 5 for 10, only 69 passing yards. 35 of those came on the touchdown strike to Ethan Holland. He's got to be your offensive Duffy's MVP of the game.
Partner, I told you that these games aren't won, they're lost. So it's what you do to hurt yourself. Newman didn't do anything to hurt themselves today. Chaminade did everything that they could to give it away. And Newman said, hey, much obliged, we'll take it from you.
Heck, if we're going to do an offensive, defensive MVP, you might as well go with special teams in there. How about Nate Parks?
You better believe
he had the difference. He had the difference maker, a career long, a season long. The junior, Nathan Parks. Newman's up by 7. There's about 7.5 minutes to go in the game, and they put their field goal unit on the field because they needed to on 4th and goal from the 19, if I recall. Parks boots through a 36-yard field goal. His previous long was 27. He only made one other field goal this year. Wow. But head coach Jack Daniels had confidence in his junior kicker, Nathaniel Parks, and Parks paid off. Turned a one-score game into a two-score game, and Newman needed every point they could get. Those 3 points ended up being the difference, and you want to go to the defensive side of the football for Cardinal Newman. Your Duffy's MVP of the game on the defensive side of things, Cooper Clark. Cooper Clark had a tackle for loss solo, had an assisted tackle for loss. He led Cardinal Newman in total tackles with 9. Cooper Clark went through unspeakable tragedies in his offseason coming into his sophomore year. He shows up in a moment like this and played the best game that he has all season long, and he's had a great season. The sophomore Cooper Clark on a defense filled with studs on that side of the football. You have D1 talents all across on each level of that defense. He showed up and he stood out, and a performance like that is going to raise some flags in good ways, ring some bells for recruiters that are trying to look for talent in that class of 2029.
Well, it's not always your superstar guys or the guys that are getting the most acclaim. It's how you win these games. This guy's a show up out of nowhere. Again, you talk about a field goal. I'm going to use old Stuart Scott line. As cool as the other side of the pillow. You come out as a field goal kicker, only one on the year. You drill one. I'm talking about it would have been good for 40-plus. You've got to make that field goal because you can see that was the difference in this football game. Yeah. So all of those players combined with, as I mentioned earlier, great job of coaching, being cool under pressure because Chaminade is putting pressure on you. They drove it down. If they would have gotten a score there by Cooper going in and didn't have to burn that timeout, it may have been a different game.
Great point.
You know, so you just never know how this thing's going to play out, but it was Newman's year. Everything that they had to do, they did it. They played with composure. They didn't blow the game. At one point I was talking about the timeouts. You got to hold on to them because they needed that timeout later on in the game. So they did a good job, and you just got to give credit where credit is due.
Coach, I'm so glad that you brought that up because that stop on 1st and goal from the 1, it would have been so easy for Cardinal Newman to say, all right, we led by 2 possessions. This is why we got that breathing room. We'll let them in the end zone, and we'll reset, try to recover the onside kick, and try to get a first down. No, they stopped a Texas Longhorn future running back, Derek Cooper, at the 1-yard line on 1st and goal from that spot, caused 40 to 30 seconds come off the clock, which is the difference in actually having to attempt the onside kick. Defensive stand when you might not have expected it. It came for Cardinal Newman. Differences on offense at the quarterback mismatch. Differences on defense with unsung heroes come into play. Kyrus Hassan, he also deserves another mention because he was a man possessed at the defensive line position. And then a mismatch in special teams. Simply put, Chaminade-Madonna missed 2 field goals. Yeah. Cardinal Newman made their only attempts.
Well, you don't expect to have to kick that if you're Chaminade-Madonna because throughout the year, you've been blowing teams away. So you don't pay as much attention to detail. I was watching the West Boca Suffolk Armwood game last week when Javion Mallory went into the end zone at the end of that game, and I was showing Brian Rowards that this week. 8 of the 11 players from Armwood were standing there watching him go in the end zone. I'm grateful that they did, but they watched him. Had one guy come over and hit him, they would have knocked him out of bounds. So on that play, the Newman defenders, I don't know who made the tackle, but they didn't give up. Had you given up, as you said, you would have given them another 30 or 40 seconds there.
Cardinal Newman has just been crowned the 2025 Class 1A state champions at Pitbull Stadium on the football field. For the coach, Jimmy Bell, I'm Christian Catton. We're going to be here tomorrow, same place, same time, for our Bush's Boca Raton Bowl of Beans look ahead. West Boca versus West Broward. 12:30 kickoff. 12 o'clock pregame. Same situation. Audio only on YouTube. Audio on the ESPN South Florida app worldwide. Audio broadcasting live on the FM dial, ESPN 106.3, and video highlights during the game, 5 minutes after they happen, on X, on Twitter, at ESPN Top 63. That is the plan for tomorrow, West Boca versus West Broward. And then we will also have on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., Vero Beach looking for their first state championship since 1981. The Vero Beach Fighting Indians will take on Lake Mary's at a 7:30 kickoff here at Pit Bowl Stadium. For the coach, Jimmy Bell, I am Christian Catt. This has been the Class 1A state championship game. Cardinal Newman wins 17-14. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
In sports and in life, how you move matters. So when injuries or pain get in the way, the orthopedic specialists at HSS Florida provide world-class care to get you moving again. From non-surgical and surgical care to personalized rehabilitation, HSS Florida offers the same quality and expertise you expect from HSS, the world's #1 in orthopedic care. With 2 convenient locations in West Palm Beach and Wellington. Learn more at hss.edu/Florida. Choose better, move better.